Ooh, you make me tingly. That one's pretty easy on the eyes. It takes time and work to be a well-known champion. But you've got what it takes. Oh, must be nice to be so wealthy. That's a great look for you. Same to you, sweetheart. If you ever need anything, just let me know.
Yeah, okay.
Who's a cute
Alright.
little
I don't
sparrow? Oh, hello, sparrow.
Love is so hard to find these days, isn't it? You probably need to do a few more impressive things before people recognize you. I bet you're a super adventurer.
Good. I don't know what the hell's going on with my mic. For some reason, it's been really annoying.
Oh, really?
But I guess we'll just have to kind of put up with it
How
now.
tall is the hero?
Yeah, I'm going to be checking back on it every now and then. If it's alright.
How are you doing, fella?
I used to like watching the
Hi,
supply
Cinnabear.
boats coming in the dock down there when
Is
I
the audio alright?
Hi, baby.
This is the second stream in a row that the
Hey,
mic,
you
that my
show.
mic does not activate straight away. I have to
Do you like my new
start a
bag?
whole nother source.
There's something
Oops, sorry. Don't be afraid of me.
explanation how we came to be in this world.
See, look at me play the lute. Ta-da. So the people at Albion don't like will spells.
Wish I looked half
It's
as
not
good as
obvious.
you.
Okay, so I hope the audio's alright.
So naughty.
Hopefully. Might be a little bit quiet.
I'm sure people will start recognizing you soon. Just keep fighting the good fight.
How's everything going?
Are you one of
The
those
time
rangers
is-
to patrol the woods?
Very late.
I don't
Lights
know.
out.
I'm not too sure.
I could do with replacing my furniture. I'm sick of getting splinters in my arse every time I sit
Ooh.
down. There's some great
I'm
shops
hoping
for
that-
I'm not a
that
big
in this
fan of
town.
your
I don't
gloves.
care.
Them
Whatever.
gypsies, they're always coming here trying to sell
I
stuff.
have titles for the great. I'm pretty thirsty.
I'm hoping it's alright.
You're such a nice dog, aren't you?
I don't know what the hell's going on because it didn't work straight away last time either. Okay, just checking. Yeah, no, for some reason when I go live, it's not activating straight away.
Hey,
Good.
Oh, fuck. It's not activating straight away. Anyway, so I got up to a little bit off screen just for grinding up a little bit of money.
you are the
So I am now the owner of this bookstore. I am now the owner of the inn. And I am the owner of the blacksmith. So I think that's about 120 to 150,000
If you ever need me,
gold
just let me know.
all up. And yeah, there is a bookstore. I think this is... Nope, that is. There he is.
You are the most extraordinary person I ever
This is the
met.
bookstore. So he's
Hello
now
there. Can I
technically
be of
my
service?
employee, I guess.
You're always welcome in my store.
So I get a 39% discount because I own the shop. And that's actually something I need to bring up in a minute. I don't think he... Oh, no, I got this one.
You
Nope,
bought
and this
a
one.
fine item.
No, I got that one.
Enjoy.
And I got both of those, I think. Alright.
I hope you can sell me what I want.
Okay, so because I own this business, I can literally put my hand
Hello
into
there,
the
Sparrow.
till and take the money that's in it
Hello there, Sparrow.
free of charge, free
Change
of
your life
consequence.
with a good book.
I can also come up to this little thing here that allows me to buy and sell, and I can adjust the prices. So I can set it really, really high and make extra money, but I also gain corruption for doing it. Or I can set it really, really low and severely impact my profits, but I also gain purity points. So, you know, we'll let people learn at a discounted price, and we will also let them get pissed at a discounted price. Also, you notice how there's no option to sell this place. See? So once I bought it, I can't sell it. But I can sell these places. And I think I can sell the blacksmith. But property ownership is very important because you actually gain money every 5 minutes, whether you're playing the game or not. Basically, when you stop playing the game will basically figure out what time it is that you finish playing, and then when you load it back, it'll figure out how much time has passed and give you the amount of money. And no, this isn't actually needed for a quest, Sarah. There's a bunch of books that are in it that are very helpful for expressions that help you complete a couple of quests, but it's not needed for a quest. Yeah, that's okay, maybe. I'm sorry, I was still messing around with my audio and everything like that. Because I'm still bloody worried. I don't know why it didn't want to start working straight away. And I don't know if it's going to conk out again or what. Anyway, I'm not going to worry about it too much. This is why I talked to him.
Oh, I'm glad to have you back.
Now, I think this is one of the quests, one of the town crier little quest things that I haven't actually done before because I don't actually remember what it means. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm not too worried. So, for quests, what do I got going? We got Temple of Shadows. Alright, I suppose you guys would want to see the inside of a deep, dark, evil establishment, right? But be aware that if you want to see the inside of it, it means that I have to eat 5 baby chicks alive. But it will basically give me the opportunity to unlock a unique weapon. So I don't know, it's up to you. What would you like to see? But we've also got another quest here. We'll do this when it becomes more relevant. Oh, that's right. So, something that I was having to put up with all the time that I was grinding. Now, could you hear that voice making fun of me? If you can, that means the audio is really, really good. Anyway, that voice that was making fun of me.
Don't try my patience, sonny.
So, I can finally shoot that guy in the face. And I can finally shoot one that's in the face all the way over here.
Can I help you?
Oh, that's right, there's one down there too, isn't there? I think. Excuse me. There you are. Alright. Shoot you in the face. And once we get this last one, that'll actually give us an opportunity to go to the Gargoyles Cave. Well, I mean, we can go there now, but it makes more sense once we've shot 10 of the gargoyles, because once we shoot 10, something will actually happen. So there's one all the way up and over here. So basically the idea is that these gargoyles, they like making fun of people. So we're going to shoot their mouth off. I was going to say, you've got no face. You should not be speaking anymore. Anyway, now that we've gotten 10 of the entire 50 that exist in the game, we can actually go have a look. Go have a look. Go have a looky-loo at
It's closing
the relevant
time
location.
for all shops.
So when we shot the first gargoyle, he had a piece of paper that was a map that showed us the location of the Gargoyle Cave, and it's down here. Okay, so this location's basically why we want to shoot all 50 of those gargoyles, other than to shut them up. So have a look over there, you'll see that that gate opens. And you'll also see that there's 5 little platforms about the room. 3 over here, 2 over here. And there's another one all the way across the other side of the room with a chest there. And we can see it, but we can't reach it. Now for shooting one of the fifths of the gargoyles, so for shooting the first 10, we open that gate, we get access to this chest, which is a little reward. It's not amazing, but it's not too bad either. And I think that might be one I already have. Targeted urination. Ah, okay, so we didn't have growl. You just peed on me. That's good. And we also get access to this switch. We hit the switch and 1, 2, 3, 4. Ah, so I wonder what that is. Right, now we're gonna go over here. There we go. And it's a invisible bridge. So we're a little bit closer to that chest. But in order to get the chest, we have to find and shoot all 50 gargoyles in the game. For every 10, we'll unlock another one of these gates and be able to access another one of these switches. So if you want to get the little rewards straight away, you can come back after every 10, or you can wait until you shoot all 50 and get it all at once. But surely, that chest over there, that one across the way, it must hold something really amazing, huh? Well, we're gonna have to come back at a much, much later date because the gargoyles are spread out all across Albion, not just the places that we've already been to. I think there's like a dozen different locations. I know that there's less in this game than there are in Fable 1, but the locations have also been greatly expanded upon. Also, I'm all turned around. Alright, going this way. Actually, you know what? Hold on. Alright, so I assume you don't want me to do this one? I mean, technically we can do this one. But I don't think it'll make a lot of sense until much later in the game. And it'll be a lot of stopping and starting. So no, I might leave that one. Oh no, how do you feel about marriage? We can do a marriage-related quest. Okay, so if you want me to do the Temple of Shadows quest, I have to go up there, where that yellow exclamation mark is. Across the way. And the quest that I'm currently on is that one up there.
Here you've got a heavy sack of hold. It should be mine, sir. Kill a bandit, face the consequences.
Also, I forgot to bring up that not only does the targeted sighted ability also allow us to aim freely like this, it actually does considerably more damage. So for the most part, I don't really worry about the will spells too much once I've sort of gotten my set, because I've got 2 will spells right now. I've got Inferno and I've got Time Control. Time Control is probably the one that I use the most. But once I have enough will to sort of cover my will spells on their own, without having to dip into my general experience, I probably will start getting more. Yeah, look at that headshot.
You can't hide from me.
Wait, are you still alive? No, you're not still alive.
I've still got something left.
You teleport behind the bloke, please.
I'm gonna chop off your wings, Sparrow.
No, you started this, you're finishing it. Is that guy dead? I don't think he's dead. Is he dead? Yeah, no, he's dead. That's very important. We need to make sure that we have committed murder. Actually, it's technically not murder, is it? No. They attacked us, so therefore we are allowed to shoot their faces off. Oh no, there's a ghost. The plaque was right, there's a ghost. We're very scared, aren't we? Oh no, he seems kind of pathetic, to be honest. Hello?
Are you looking
Yeah,
at
sorta.
me?
I mean, it's kind of hard.
Can you save me?
I've been wandering this place so long, so lost, so angry. I need to find peace. I need to find justice. Maybe you can help me. You have no idea what I've suffered. The pain that still keeps me in this world. I was going to get married, you know, to Alex, the prettiest girl in town. We spent so long planning the wedding, picking out the flowers, choosing the food, the music, the words we'd speak. And then the big day came, and she didn't show up. Please, you're the only one who can bring me justice. I want her to feel what I felt that day. The pain, the humiliation. I want her heart to shatter in so many pieces she can't go on living.
So we're going to help avenge a vengeful ghost. Yeah, why not? He basically wants us to drive her to kill herself. Though.
Yes. Excellent. It won't be easy though. You'll have to make her fall in love with you utterly and completely. Then, when she's ready to accept your proposal, when she can't imagine her life without you, give her this.
Rejection note. Dear Alex, it's time for you to know the truth. I don't love you. I've never loved you. This was all a game for me. You are empty and deceitful, and I hope you never find the slightest glimmer of happiness in this life. Also, how the hell did he write this when he's a ghost?
I've spent a long time thinking of the exact right wording. And even longer getting it onto paper. I am incorporeal after all. Which makes it all the more impressive that I managed to get this too.
He must be very committed to his revenge. Alright, so this is a bunch of tips on romance.
In case you need the help. Well, no, I did.
Oh no, it doesn't really give you too much. Although this gives us a new expression. Learn the sophisticated secrets of Albion's greatest lovers. Use this book to learn the seduce expression. Alright, so he's basically given us the keys to her heart because, like I said before, certain characters have certain favourite expressions that they really, really like. And the seduce expression is Alex's favourite. So we'll use that one. So now we know how to use the seduce expression. And we also now know how to belch. Okay, so in order to continue this quest we need to go back to Bowerstone Market, because that's where she lives, in Bowerstone. Well, I mean, I'd say he's probably a poor dude, but he's going about things the wrong way.
Ah, looks interesting.
Don't let a duff name stand in the
Oh, also, if you've ever played The Sims, do you remember how much, how quickly relationships can flourish? Like literally, you can meet a woman in the morning, and by the night you're married.
I do
Yeah.
like a good beard, like yours.
This is kind of reminiscent of that.
Oh,
So this is
I
her,
didn't
by the
see
way.
you there. Isn't it amazing? All these people, they look so happy, don't they? I'm sorry. Don't mind me. My name's Alex. I'm sure you're a really nice person, but I'm not really much of a talker these days.
Right, so this is the woman who
Oh,
apparently
you're
broke his
such
heart.
a flirt. I really like
She apparently finds this very attractive. So basically, to convince her... So she's already over halfway towards being willing to marry us. So she already thinks quite a lot of us.
I bet this is really romantic.
And also, if we use the seduce expression,
Nice.
we'll find that gold hearts appear.
How romantic. This is just so romantic.
Because that means that she really, really likes this expression.
Oh, this is going to be great.
I mean, technically, if I really want to hit it home,
Loved it to bits.
I can get her to follow me.
All right, lead on.
And I can take it back to the clock tower area. Because some characters, or some NPCs, also have favourite locations. And if you take them to that location, any expressions and gifts you give them will have extra effects.
Yes, do it.
So by standing here with her and using this, I basically do double the effects.
I'm just the luckiest woman in the world. I never thought I'd find happiness again. I never thought I'd deserve it. There's something I've never told you. I almost got married once before. He was a sweet boy, but we were both so young. Too young. I got scared and ran away the day of the wedding. I hurt him so badly. He took his own life. I've carried that guilt with me all these years, never dreaming I could love again. Until I met you.
Also, you notice all those hearts that sort of appear over people's heads? That's because I set the prices of some of the bookstore and the inn lower. So, not only do I gain good morality points, I also gain the love of the people who live in the area. Okay, so I have two choices to make. I can make one of them. I can either break her heart and cause her to kill herself by giving her the rejection note, or I can destroy it and marry her. So it's kind of all or nothing. There's no middle ground where I said, okay, I don't need to give you this note, but there's no middle ground where I can just destroy the note and say, yeah, well, you're a lovely woman, Alex. But, I mean... So I kind of get pigeonholed into either doing something really, really bad or really, really good. Okay, so in order to continue this quest, I actually have to go the whole 9 yards. I actually have to get her a ring, propose to her, get married to her, and buy a house for us to live in. So those are the requirements for the game to consider a marriage official, is for you to propose to them, for them to accept.
Okay. It's all going to be okay.
So right now we're engaged. That's what the silver... Oh, that's one of the properties, the other properties I own.
I love it here.
Okay, so the silver ring means that we're now engaged, but in order to get married, I basically have to own a house and set it as my marital home. Now, I think one of the better houses in Bowerstone Market is this one. From memory, anyway.
That's not a bad house.
Oh, it's not a bad house. Okay, she doesn't think much about it. So the base value is 12,000. And I like this house, to be honest. But, you know,
Over
apparently,
there looks like fun.
now that I'm a near married man, I have to please my wife, so this one's a bit higher. 18,000. 24,000.
That is such a
Oh,
wonderful
also,
house.
one other thing that I should bring up is that spouses have an idea of quality.
Let's see what's going on
So
there.
basically, it's their social standing and their expectations for gifts and material goods. So Alex is actually basically a 3-star wife. So she's okay with
That way.
gifts and presents and houses and such that meet a 3-star average. So a 3 and up. But there are certain wives who might be a 5-star wife, where they'll only accept gifts that are
Over
5
there
stars
looks
and
like fun.
that are 5 stars. They'll only accept houses that are 5 stars. Anything less, and they'll be, they won't be happy. So I'll just pick this house, I guess. So I'm just going to kick these people out. They're currently living in this place, but because I have enough money, I can literally just kick them out of the house.
Yes, this place would be just perfect.
Within every lifetime there are moments of greatness, even perfection, some solitary, but others shared. On a sunny morning, under a clear sky, the villagers crowded together to witness 2 people stand and declare their love for each other. Some say they were a strange couple, others that they saw a story of true love. Only time would tell.
So that's the marriage cutscene. You see that every single time you get married. Even if you get married multiple times in the same playthrough. Even if you get married while you're already married, so polygamy is a thing, for example. Alright, so congratulations on your marriage. You've received a dowry of cash, which I think is dependent on the quote-unquote value of your wife. So a 5-star wife will give you a larger dowry. Marriage also means you will receive better bonuses from your house. You might also receive gifts if you keep your spouse happy. Use the house sign to set your household budget, which will affect how happy your spouse is while you're away.
I just know we're going to be so happy together.
So because we're such a good person, we literally got...
Do the words roll in the hay mean anything to you? Uh-huh.
No good at all.
I think she wants to have sex with us. But yes, sex is a thing in this game.
You tease.
But I don't think I have the required expression.
Okay, but only because it's a biological imperative.
You just proposed to me. So basically the audio that she just gave us means that she's requesting that we go upstairs, get into bed and do the sex thing. So you actually technically have to have, well usually, if you want to propose sex to somebody else, you have to have an expression that we don't have. But because she asked us, we can just thumbs up and... Okay, so protected sex means that we use a condom, which means that there's no chance of STD or accidental pregnancy. Or, if we have unprotected sex, when it's all over, we might find out that we're suddenly a parent. So these are sex noises.
I love you so much. Yes! Oh, I do like a big bushy
Which is not what I
beard.
have.
I hope you want to be a dad because there's a little one on the way.
Bringing a child into the world lends a new perspective on all things. When parents look upon their baby for the first time, they realize that until now, they had no idea what love really was. They see before them
the paintings
all
on the
possible
wall.
lives the child might live. Every choice is yet to be made.
Alright, so if I remember correctly, if you have sex and try for a kid during the day, it's guaranteed to be or have a high chance of being a girl. Whereas I think if you have sex at night, it's a high chance of being a boy. So the time of day basically determines what gender the kid is going to be. Congratulations on starting your family. Entertain your newborn by facing the cot. Happy family gives better bonuses from your home. You can find out more about your offspring and name them if you like by holding. Okay. Alright, so I don't know what's going on. We just only had sex just now, but apparently she's already gone through the entire 9 months of gestation and she's already had the kid. I mean, I don't think that's how biology works, but apparently it does.
Who's a lovey-wovey?
Anyway, yeah, because we had the sex calls during the day, we have a little girl. She likes Oakfield even though she's never been there. She's a baby and she's never been to Oakfield, but she likes the region. That does make sense. But the good news is because we've got a 3-star family, so to speak, they still enjoy lowbrow humour. Okay, so in terms of growing up, the child will grow up depending on at a different speed depending on how far into the game you are.
It's closing time for all shops.
Well, yeah, it's Fable. Also, I think that there's kids' beds up here. Nope, there's no kids' bed in this house at all. And the game, I don't think the game puts one in. You can buy furniture for your house, but you can only buy furniture that's already here. So you can only basically improve or lower the quality of the house. You can't add new furniture. So like, because there's a double bed in the house, I can buy a double bed and replace it.
Can't stop smiling. She adores
But because there's no child's bed, I can't put one into the house.
Well, I could just eat you up, I could, my little sugar lump.
Did we marry a witch? She's not actually going to eat it, is she? She's not. Don't worry. Anyway. So we've actually got a quest to complete. Because now that we've married Alex, we need to return to the ghost in Rookridge and tell him what we did. He's probably not going to be happy, huh? We chose not to allow a woman to commit suicide by breaking her heart. No, we chose to shackle ourselves into a marriage that we weren't even really anticipating. Also, you might have just heard Ranger just starting to growl. He'll growl when he detects enemies nearby. So because there are bandits in these trees, he gives us a little bit of early warning.
It's so nice of you to save all the gold for me. And so much of it.
Kill a bandit, face the consequences.
How many times are you going to be able to take a bullet to the chest? No, that doesn't really make sense. But because he hit me, I get less bonus experience. Anyway, so enemies will respawn in regions after a period of time. So we've been away for a couple days, basically. So that's enough time for them to respawn, so I have to fight them off again. Fortunately, they're not too difficult.
I should never have left bandit camp this morning.
Is that nope, it's not everyone. There we go, that's everyone. Nope, it's not everyone. is up with these goddamn bandits? And surviving. Also, you'd think that with all the bandits that we end up killing that they'd eventually die out, but no, they don't. Yeah, no, they're not knocked out, they are dead, because you can blow their heads off eventually. And unless they tape them back on.
So, you fell in love with her, did you? The strange thing is, I'm not mad anymore. I feel at peace. I asked you to do such a terrible thing. I'm just glad you knew better. I never thought of how much she'd suffered already. Treat her well, will you? Or I'll be back to haunt you.
Well, you won't really know, will you? And then you lived happily ever after. Well, you made a step in the right direction anyway. Yay, 100 renown points. And we have a wife and a child forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Well, technically, so this game does allow your spouse to die. You can, if you want to, you can kill them yourself. So your spouse does have a vulnerable life. And if you decide that you don't want to be married anymore, you can either cause them to hate you and then you'll get divorced, or you can take other less friendly means.
I'm gonna rip.
But those are basically the ways out of a marriage. So technically you can get married to Alex, and as soon as you get married you can return to the ghost, finish the quest, and then get her to hate you, and you'll break up. And you don't have to worry about having a woman's death on your conscience. But should your spouse die, see, because we're a hero, we're an adventurer, so we're not exactly a homemaker. So we're not really who the child is dependent on for general care. I mean, our family is relying on us to make money, and that's something I should actually bring up. Should have been something I technically should have brought up before I left. Anyway, now we get a family subtitle, so we can, subheading, so we can return to them rather quickly. So if our spouse happens to die or divorce us, our child will actually be adopted into an orphanage. So our child and our wife and child are basically attached to each other. If we want to have a kid, we have to have a spouse. I actually don't think that there's any way for you to have a child if you have a homosexual relationship, though. Because you can have a homosexual relationship, I can get married and have a husband, for example, but I don't think it's possible for us to have a kid. Because there's no technical adoption services that you can make use of in the game. Even though that's supposedly where the kid goes should something happen to your spouse. Anyway, now that we have a family, they are basically reliant on us for income. And the more... So that's what this budget is. Basically, every 5 minutes, this amount will be taken out of my funds and given to my family to take care of them. So I think... Hold on. What menu is it? I think it's the family menu. No, that's the wrong menu. Alex, okay, so home, post, market. Desired daily upkeep, 20. So she only requires 20 to be mostly happy. But you'll also see that relationship status, the home quality, and the upkeep of the... so the upkeep, so that's how much I've been paying, how reliable I have been with keeping their needs met financially. That's that measure. So I think the higher you set the upkeep, the happier they typically are. So say for example, if we set it at say 60, so that's 3 times what she requires, so it'll ensure that she remains happy at least financially, and I think that overlaps a little bit into the other areas, and it'll basically allow us to stay away for a little bit longer adventuring without her getting upset. Because if you spend too much time away, your family will eventually start feeling neglected, obviously. But we also don't want to have to come back here every 5 minutes just to spend time with our family, right? No, we need time away from our family. It's very important.
I'm sure you'll be a great adventurer one day, Sparrow.
I'm a great adventurer now. You do not denote the measure of me, Town Crier. My opinion of myself and my quality is not measured by others. Also, Alex is already in the pub getting pissed, apparently.
A drink, perhaps?
Yep, and she's flirting with somebody else, I think.
Oh,
Which is
baby
actually
girl
impossible
is
because he's
such a
actually
bundle of
homosexual, I
joy.
think. Yeah, no, he's homosexual. So he's more interested in getting with me than her. I don't think that there's bisexual orientations in this. I think it's either gay or straight. I think the majority of NPCs are straight, I think. I think like 1 in 4 are homosexual.
How is your wife these days?
I don't know, why don't you ask her? She's right there.
The world is a wonderful place.
You know what's a good cure for feeling lonely? You tease.
I love it. I love it.
They're a sweet bunch.
Good job. That was incredible.
Excuse me.
Alright.
Alright, so this is probably going to be your last chance to let me know if you want me to do the Temple of Shadows quest, because if I want to do it, I should do it now. If I don't do it now, eventually it will become unavailable. Actually, you know what? Regardless, I'm going to go up there. Rockridge. There. Because I'll show you the outside and I'll show you the beginning of the quest at the very least. Because the beginning of the quest doesn't require that I eat anything. Just to sort of start it off, I mean. Yep, and I can do the exact same to you. Anyway, so up here is the Temple of Shadows. It's very fitting that we're visiting it at night.
Not really evil enough.
Hello, you're much shorter than I'm.
Excuse me, sir. Can I interest you in joining the Temple of Shadows? Now, don't be too hasty. This is a unique opportunity after all. We're the fastest growing cult in Albion, you know. The entry requirements are quite simple. The temple insists all potential members perform an abominable act of nefarious evil. Now, of course, back when I joined, it was just kicking the crutches from disabled
So being
beggars.
a prick.
But you'll have to eat 5 crunchy chicks.
Ranger, it's okay, boy. Yeah. Have a treat so you feel better. Now that he's eaten something, he's much better. Okay, so we can hold accept.
Can I tell you that joining the temple has changed my life? Yes, and the chants are a blast. Ah, excellent. You have to swallow every last bit, you know. The feathers, the bones, the beak. Oh, excuse me, please.
Yeah, so most of the members of the Temple of Shadows aren't really all that evil. They're just kind of pricks who like power and doing whatever they want. Okay, so these are alive. It is a baby chicken. And it is alive. High in protein, low in morality. So simply the act itself is considered evil, because if we do this, we will gain evil points. But if we manage to eat all 5, they will let us in this place. So I will tell you that eventually you're going to either have to choose between the Temple of the Temple of Shadows or the Temple of Light, or to ignore both of them. However, if you choose to ignore both of them, you basically doom the Temple of Light, because the Temple of Light...
Maybe I should get a bucket. Think I might need it.
Because the Temple of Light, they're pacifist monks, so they don't know how to fight, so they're completely reliant on you for defense. The Temple of Shadows, however, are not the same. However, if I manage to get into the Temple of Shadows, I can sacrifice a bunch of people and get a free weapon. I don't know, I don't usually do it, to be honest. I mean, if you guys specifically want me to do it...
Hey! I have to see you eat them or it doesn't count! Don't you want to be evil? You chicken! Ah, you're back. I've been working up the nerve to crunch your way through the test. Don't blame you. Ow! Stop that!
Also, I gain evil points for shooting someone who's evil.
Hey! I have to see you eat them or it doesn't count!
Anyway, so there's a reason for me to want to have these 5 chicks anyway, so... Thankfully, because we have fast travel, I can get this over and done with rather quickly. So we'll head back to Knothole Island. You might remember the box of secrets from last time. If you don't, the box of secrets is basically a little bit different from other varieties of store, where we don't trade money to get items, we trade items to get items. So if we want any of these items in the store, we need certain other items to trade for it. So for example...
Our ancestors settled on this island hundreds of years ago, but we've lost all the records from
Yeah,
that
no, I've
time.
already found a couple of them. Thank you, now shut up. So we trade 1 book, Marriage and How to Survive It, for a sexy garment. And it is the Knothole skirt. So it's only though rarely seen on modern women, this was once the most ubiquitous skirt, and not just among the female population. Oh, well, it's good enough for me. Yep, there we go.
Good choice. That skirt will really accentuate
Oh, it
your
does
wings.
too, look at that. Oh, get a good look at me, there we go.
Hi, Sparrow.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'll be.
We could also call it a
great
kilt, you
adventurer
know?
one day, Sparrow.
You know, it's not a skill, it's
You probably need to do a
dress,
few
it's a
more
kilt.
impressive things before people recognize you.
So there's not really any penalty for cross-dressing. I think some people in the game might consider you a bit more disgusting or a bit more ugly. But other than that, there's no real penalty. And there's no real benefit to wearing certain clothing items either, so... Oh, what? I thought I had that. Alright, so those 5 crunchy chicks that I just got, I can trade 3 of them in for this. The Wretch's Blade. Better than your steel longsword. So this is actually an evil weapon. The augment in this weapon causes it to inflict greater damage on mortal beings, such as guards and citizens. Eva Recha was renowned for her vicious nature and ferocity in battle, not combat. Obsessed more with her reputation than gold or power, she travelled the world in search of new challenges. More often than not, these involved captivating scores of innocents.
She killed half the village on her way to test her skills at the 3 weather shrines. I am glad to say she didn't make it out of the last
Oh,
one.
that's a shame. But yeah, some of the outfits you can assemble are pretty ridiculous, and actually one of the demon doors actually requires it. How much are they? No. But I mean, technically I can wear whatever I want, to be honest. They're very fashionable.
Very nice.
But yeah, that's probably one of the advantages of the fact that there's no armor in this game. Your entire damage resistance is reliant on your character, it is not reliant on your clothing. So that basically frees you up to wear whatever you want, really. So I'd say that's probably the biggest advantage. Because I know that was one of the things that a lot of people didn't like about this game. Is that there was no armor, there was no practical point to wearing armor, because it didn't give you any damage resistances, it didn't make you more powerful. But the good part is that you can wear whatever you want and not suffer any negative effects.
Any idea where I can buy some potions? I like the pretty colours.
The stalls are now opening!
Oh wait, there was something else that I wanted to do. There you go. So the loading screen is actually very, very slight because we're actually going to a location that's already in this area. Oh, also this is our statue. This is the statue that the sculptor made of us.
There's a new job in town.
So the pose that the statue holds, it'll actually match whatever pose I use during the quest.
Brainwash you, that is. There's a new job in town.
And it'll match whatever clothing I'm wearing at the time too.
Nice to see someone tying the knot. Weapons of all shapes and sizes, just for you.
Oh no, it's kind of nice to be honest. I think it's nice.
Don't fight
I also
with
think,
your
because
hands.
there's actually 5 of them throughout the game, I think it's also kind of cool to revisit the sculptor at different points in your life to sort of show the progression of your character and sort of immortalize it. Because you can only have a maximum of 5. If, say for example, I returned to the sculptor and said, okay, can I get a new statue to replace this one? This appearance will actually be removed for all time. Because, a little bit of a spoiler, our character won't always be able to look like this. Even if we wear the exact same clothing, he won't look like this. As his strength goes up, he'll get larger and bulkier, he'll get taller, and he'll actually look older too. So, does this guy have what I would like to have? He does not. He's useless. Although technically what I can do is I remember I actually beat this game 2 times before I actually realised that there were beds in here. For the longest bloody time, I didn't think you were able to sleep at the Sand Goose. So technically, I can just spend a week in bed. I feel like there should have been a. Wow, I just lost 420 gold. Okay, that's. I wonder what I spent it on. I wish there was actually a 3-day option, because that's how long it takes for the stores to reload their stock.
Try it. I hope I can help you today, friend.
There we go.
It may be expensive, but it's worth every ounce of gold.
So I figure as our character's sort of strength goes up and our size goes up, I figure it seems rational to upgrade to a larger weapon. Because I remember by the end of the game, once I've gotten all the abilities and my character is as large as possible, because as his skill goes up he gets taller, as his strength goes up he gets wider. So eventually he ends up getting pretty big. And by that point I actually end up switching over to the hammer as well. Because I don't know whether I actually went through this, but there are quite a few different types of weapons. You got the katanas, cutlasses, long swords, axes, and hammers, and that goes up in order of size and strength.
Yes, your purse is ready.
So the katana are the lightest but fastest, and the hammers are the largest but heaviest and most powerful. So typically, the larger the weapon is, the slower it is, but the more damage it does.
Congratulations on the birth of your child.
Thank you. So the axe is just one tier below the hammer. So it doesn't quite do as much damage, but it also moves a little bit faster.
It's you.
Did
I
you pray
prayed
for
for
me
your
to be wearing
return.
a skirt when we met
I
again?
heard what you did in Rookridge. I think you could be of great use to us. Come, walk
Oh, you
with
like
me
my
a while.
company that much, do you?
Now, nourishing the golden acorn is done with holy water from the
Yep, you're a
wellspring of
little
light.
stuck there.
But the spring is located in a nearby cave, which is said to be quite dangerous.
Come on, mate. There
Our
you go.
sacred text says 2 monks must enter this cave, the strongest and a second of the abbot's choosing. Obviously this concerns me, especially since the strongest monk here is my own child. So instead of a second monk, I have chosen to send a protector for the first. And that's you, if you're interested.
So because he took some, yep.
The cave is just at the end of this road.
I hear there are some job openings.
You probably passed it on your way here. Our strongest monk will be waiting for you when you're ready. Now then, I must gather the others and prepare for the blessing.
Nice.
Our first hero awaits us, even if they do not yet realize it.
Okay, so you might remember those fate cards that Teresa gave us last time. I'll show you them again. So remember that these cards basically offer us an insight into our future, and I mentioned that 3 of these cards directly reference one of the 3 heroes that we need to assemble. So we got the mage, the pilgrim, and the thief. So a little bit of a spoiler. This is the one that we're after right now. The pilgrim.
The Pilgrim. This hero has great spirit and awesome strength, but it is not yet unleashed. The Pilgrim's path is to the north.
Okay, so for those of you who missed it from last time, so Oakfield is one of, quoting Teresa, Oakfield is one of the lushest regions in all of Albion, and it credits its lushness to the Golden Oak. So, and the Golden Oak is a very, very, very large ancient oak tree, and basically the prosperity of all of Oakfield is tethered to its existence. So apparently every 100 years it drops one single acorn, and from that acorn you grow a new golden oak. And if anything happens to impede the growth of this tree, all of Oakfield falls to ruins. So we don't want to let that happen.
Those who go dancing in sad moonlit dreams. Down by the reeds, a twisted path leads to banshees who breathe out a cold winter breeze. Nobody knows, nobody sees the sirens of Oakvale down by the reeds, down by the reeds. Ah, I knew my lovely singing voice would bring the crowds.
Like Hammer. Oh, actually, sorry, her name's Hammer. Not Hammer, it's Hannah. It's Hannah, not Hammer. It's Hannah.
So you're my escort then? My father said you'd be coming by.
Hey there, boy. Hello. Oh, you're a strong, handsome fellow, aren't you? I feel better having you with me in that cave.
I'll be honest, I
Yes, I
remember when
will.
I was a kid, I expected the hero of strength to be a male.
I'm
I'm actually
Sister Hannah.
pretty cool.
Some people call me Hammer when they think they're being clever.
Yeah, no, I definitely didn't call her Hammer earlier.
But I can't do much about it because monks make a solemn vow never to bash anyone's face in. Did my father mention that? Yeah. Whatever fighting's to be done in there, it's all yours.
We require a hero, not a pacifist monk. We'll need her to find a reason to fight.
I don't mind telling you, I'm a bit envious. You get all the excitement and I get to carry this bloody thing like some sort of mule. I mean, look at it. It's enormous. Golden or not, how much water does a bloody acorn need? After you.
So basically, to grow the golden acorn, we need to get water from a bunch of well springs that are in this cave. And this is an entire ritual. So as the abbot mentioned, the ritual requires 2 monks, the strongest one and one of the abbots choosing to enter this cave and get the water from the well springs. Oh, crap. Sorry, Ranger. But I'm kind of wondering if this is a long-lived tradition.
What are you staring at? The cave's down the stairs.
I'm kind of wondering if this is a long-lived tradition. How the hell has the Golden Oak been watered all this time if the monks required a protector?
It's amazing when you think about it. No one else has been in here for maybe 100 years? Well, no monks anyway. I guess an adventurer or two could have come in, but if they got out alive, I didn't hear about it. Anyway. Hey, don't you wander off now, boy. Look up there. They're lovely. I think they're called wisps. Souls of the dead who never left this world. It's actually rather sad, isn't it?
Yeah, no, those aren't going to be any sort of worry for us.
You are a quiet
Yeah,
one.
sorry.
Watch your step, dog.
I once played this game series where the main hero, he never says anything, and I'm just really inspired by it.
I mean, a
He
dark
wears green
creepy
clothing
cave
too,
is a hell of
so-
a place for a holy spring. Especially for an order of pacifists. You know, I've heard of monks in the north who believe that to transcend violence, you have to understand it first. So instead of praying, they train to fight all day. They think that's the path to inner peace. Sometimes I think, what if the bloke who founded the Temple of Light had believed that? Or what if I'd been adopted by the warrior monks instead of my dad? My life would be completely different right now. Exactly the same person, just change where I was brought up and I get totally different beliefs. And if that's true, our beliefs aren't really worth a toss, are they? Yet even though I know that, I still can't imagine ever breaking my vows.
She's quite insightful for a monk. But this pledge of peace will not do. It is not the time for peace.
It must seem a bit stupid
really.
to you. I mean, it seems a bit stupid to me.
I mean, it does make me wonder, if you take the same person and change where they grow up, do you end up
Alright.
getting the same person
This
eventually
should be
or
the
not?
central chamber. Wow, I've never seen anything like this, ever. Now, according to my father, we need to go through these 3 doors in order to collect the water. Putting weight on the pressure plates will open the doors. This one's the first. There you go.
So that's technically why we need this giant vase, or sort of.
Alright, so the plates require more and more weight as we go. Luckily, I've got something unbelievably heavy right here. All we have to do is add a bit of water from the fountain that's in the room up ahead. Or at least it should be in the room up ahead. Steep in here as well. This cave really is quite dangerous. Not that I've been in many caves. Bet you have though, haven't you? Probably found all sorts of interesting things.
She sounds kind
Treasure
of
in
jealous,
that.
huh?
What do you reckon's down there? In the dark, at the bottom? Bodies, maybe. Bones. All the poor buggers who've taken a bad step.
Well, there's definitely water down there. But I mean, I suppose at the bottom of the water, yeah, no, probably a lot of bones and bodies. But I figure she has got a good, interesting point. If you take a child and you completely change the environment that they grow up in, you change the people that they interact with, and you give it, say, 30 years, will the person be basically the same? Like, they'll end up steering towards the exact same beliefs or the exact same mindset, or do you think that they'll end up being 2 completely different people?
Now, there are 2 plates in this room. It'll take both of us to get the water flowing. I stand here so I can catch it. And you need to stand on that one. Right, there it goes. Oh yeah, I can feel this thing getting even heavier. That's nice, that is. So far, this isn't too bad. A couple of steep bits, but that's it. I really hope they find someone else to do this next time. Mind you, I'll be an old lady by then, so I'm probably off the hook. You know, this is probably going to be the highlight of my life. The day I carried a jug through a cave. Hardly epic poem stuff, is it? Did you hear something? No. Probably just my imagination. Don't talk much, do you? Right, I reckon that's all the water we're going to get from this one.
Alright, so that's basically how it works. We venture into each of the caves, the junk gets heavier, and then we can press the next pressure plate in sequence. And you remember those wisps? A new enemy, the Hollow Man. So these guys are actually kind of not that dangerous. They are not all that powerful. Their biggest threat is that they can spawn in with little notice and kind of overwhelm you with numbers. But individually, they're not that tough.
This is where you come in, right?
Yep, this is where I come in.
This is
Yep, you've already said that. Thank you.
Didn't know they did that. They must be trying to protect the water.
So, like I think most undead enemies are in most interpretations, these hollow men are weak to fire. So if I can, for example, use Inferno, it's more effective. So usually the hollow men are when I'll switch over to using Inferno over time control. But we made it back, we're alright.
That was fantastic. Those things didn't stand a chance. Have you ever fought them before? Sure looked like you had. That or you're a very fast learner. I don't see any wisps now. And no hollow men followed us. Guess we're safe in here.
Alright, so now that we have a jug with even more weight to it.
Alright. Second door, second pane. Glad I have you along with me. But what if you weren't here? How in the world would two defenseless monks get through this place alive?
Interesting question, huh? How would two defenseless monks get through this place alive?
Two defenseless monks get through this place
Thank you for repeating yourself, Hannah. We really need to drill in the fact that it seems kind of weird.
Here's the next one. I'll stand by the fountain to catch the water, same as before.
And I stand up here on this one, which will kind of make it more difficult to defend up.
Ah, brilliant. Just have to wait until this thing stops running. You'd think they would have made this jug with a flat bottom in case you want to have a rest. But as it is, it would just tip over, and then where would we be?
For some reason, even though she's talking about the jug,
Here they come.
I still find it funny when she says the word bottom. Okay, so now we're stuck up here, so we can either choose to A, run down there and hit them with melee, but that will impede the progress of the water, or we can choose to use range attacks.
Oh, I reckon he's dead. Well, I mean, you know.
So technically, you can choose to focus on one of the three disciplines, the hero abilities. You can choose to focus on melee, you can choose to focus on ranged weapons, you can choose to focus on magic. Now me personally, I always found it just to make more sense to focus on all three. Although I tend to focus most on, I guess, skill number 1 and strength number 2. Although they're probably about close to the same.
Hey, you're good at this.
I always tend to prefer being more versatile. And eventually you will get to a point where you'll be able to max out all three areas anyway, so... And I don't think increasing your skill in one area impedes your progress in another area.
Oh, that was really impressive.
So like increasing my strength impedes my will, for example. I don't think that happens. Which I feel like would have made things a bit more interesting.
Throw at them, didn't it? Oh, that was brutal.
And is that it? I think that might be it. Yeah. No, not quite.
Cool. Back to the central chamber then. Wow, I've never seen someone do that before. Should only be one room left to go. So we're nearly finished.
That's often the point where the ground falls out from under your feet. Be cautious.
Alright, so those are the two well springs. So the third room's actually not a wellspring.
What in the world was that?
Pretend you heard a big, scary
Are you
roar.
ready for whatever that was?
But it came from through this gate.
Where on earth? Hey, come back! Who knows what's on the
No,
other side?
Ranger!
You think he's
Yeah, no,
alright?
he's fine. He's a hero's dog, he's fine.
Okay, I'm getting worried now.
He's fine, I'm telling you, he's fine. See, here he comes now.
What you got there?
Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha! We are so bloody and heroic that we find this funny.
Oh no, but you're a good dog for attacking him. Who's a good boy? Who tears the heads off hollow men? Is it you? Is it you, boy? Quite a companion you've got. Remind me not to let him
I
lick you again.
definitely will not do that.
Shall we? Right, so we've got one more room to go through and then we should be finished.
Okay, so the third room is actually, once again, it's not a wellspring. We do need to go there, because that's where the exit is.
Got enough ammo to do that? Wow, remind me not to make you angry.
Okay, so you might remember when we first met the bandits, that soon after fighting them, we ran into a boss.
You think if they were really hollow, they'd make a different noise when you shot them?
Yeah, probably. I like how she's just having a conversation with me while I'm doing this. Actually, do I have... cost 2100. You know what? That's fine. Okay, so now that I've bought level 2 of a will spell, the spell selector will look a little bit different. So now we have Inferno on level 2. So we have 5 different levels, and those equate to the 5 different levels of spells that we can possibly have. So you can have up to level 5 Inferno, level 5 Time Control, so on and so forth. Now, the higher up a level of a spell is, the more time it requires to charge. So, for example, the level 1 spell,
You never saw that
I can trigger instantly, whereas level 2, it takes a second to charge up.
good one.
But it also does more damage.
And another hollow man up to the dust.
And the Headless Horn. So he is a boss.
Oh my.
Ow.
You're gonna have one heck of a bruise in the morning.
Yep,
You can dance after me.
yep, I can do that.
Suckers make good targets, huh?
It's not that hard. Because he's headless, he hasn't got any eyes. So it actually makes it very difficult for him to know where we are. Don't hit Hannah.
Off me, will you?
But you will notice that the Holloman seem to focus more on me than her, huh?
Wow, that was amazing. You killed a lot of them. Phew. I was really worried for a moment there. Well, for several moments. Thank you. You were brilliant. On we go then.
So I think if we go in here... No, not here. I think there's supposed to be some treasure in here somewhere. Maybe not. Okay, yeah, no, I might just be wrong there. That's entirely possible. Anyway.
This is it. This is the final room. Should be nearly done now. I know I said that before, but hopefully this time it's true. I think that's the last plate over there.
So you'll notice that there's no real fountain here.
Lords of light, bless this water, that with it we may give rise to new life once more. As new life rises, so shall we.
Just to let you know, I'm gonna have a fixed speed for the next little bit. So the game's only going to allow me to move so fast. Also, yep, he's got them all stuck. There we go.
Sister Hannah.
Brother Robin? What is it?
It's your father. One of Lucian's men. He's holding him hostage at the temple. He's got a gun.
I have to save my father. Come on, we have to get to the temple.
One of Lucian's agents has come to the temple. Go after her.
So yep, I'm going to be pretty much stuck at this movement speed for the next minute or so. I just want to say that now because I'm going to shut up for the next minute or so too.
Father, are you okay?
He's one of Lucian's men.
You're coming with me, or he dies.
Like hell I am. You let him go before I break you in half. No!
Don't make me kill you too. Oh!
Father! I could have stopped him! You idiot! You stupid fool! I could have stopped him before he...
I'm sorry, Father. Not that I broke my vow. I'm sorry I didn't break it sooner. I never did fit in at this place. We both knew that. And now I'm making a new vow. Lucian will die for what he did to you. I won't break this one.
Sister Hannah, the blessing.
You do it.
As new life rises, so shall we. As the seed returns to the earth, so do we all.
Is that it then? My father's gone. The golden oak is flourishing again. So now life just goes on as before, does it?
The other monks may believe that, but your eyes have been opened.
Where did you come from? Who are you?
Someone who can tell you much about Lucian. Where he is, what his plans are, and how you can gain your revenge. If you will listen.
I want to know everything.
Then come with me, Sister Hannah.
Call me Hammer.
So despite the horrible events, we have recruited the first of our heroes, the hero of strength, Hammer. So we get 1,000 renown points and the golden oak leaf as a trophy. So we have successfully recruited
I've taken
the
Hammer
pilgrim.
to the guild. You've done well, hero. You have gathered the first of the 3 heroes, and we are one step closer to defeating Lucian's plans. It will take some time for Hammer to overcome her grief, and longer to explain her role in Lucian's downfall. Perhaps this would be a good time to upgrade your equipment. I believe there is a sale in Bowerstone. It may well be worth a visit. Come back to the guild when you are ready.
Okay, so I think... I'm not 100% positive, but I think this might be the point where we gain access to master level weapons. So there are different qualities of weapons. So we have rusty, iron, steel, and master. I think it is. From memory. And master level are the highest tier of weapons. So I think we might have access to master level now. If it's not now, there's another point where I know for a fact we have access to them. Also, there's another job available since we moved into Oakfield. So you might remember the blacksmith job. Well, this is the woodcutter job. I'm probably not going to do it too much, but I'll show you what it means. So basically, I think it's, yeah, a matter of timing again. So it's kind of the inverse of the blacksmith, where we need to try and get it done as quickly as possible. Oh, actually no, sorry. It's basically identical to the blacksmith job, except instead of the bar getting smaller, it gets bigger. But this is basically all it is. It's just chopping some wood. I think for every 10 we get the gold multiplier. So you won't even get the chance to get up to the times 10 multiplier before you hit enough gold for the promotion. It's very fun. Very, very fun. I think the idea is that it's a bit easier to do. It's a lot less complicated than blacksmith job, but you also get less money from it. But you'll notice that when I hit a chain of 10, it upped my gold multiplier, so that I'm earning double. I'll just do this until we get to the promotion. I'm not going to spend all day doing this, because it's not the best way of making money. Since I already own a couple of the larger, more profitable businesses back in Bowerstone, I'm already going to be getting a fair amount of money every 5 minutes. I get almost 1,000 every 5 minutes. And notice Rangers celebrates whenever we get the gold multiplier. So that's it, you get the next promotion and we are now a rank 2 woodcutter. So that's all I have to show you for that. I'm not going to bother to go through the rest of it, because that's pretty much how the jobs are, is that the higher rank you go, the more money you make. However, they're a very inefficient way of making money, but they're also pretty simple. Okay, so...
You're always welcome in my store.
No, doesn't look like it. Okay, so what quests have we got available now? I think we should have picked up a new one. Ah, yep. Okay, so this is kind of fun. We'll go do this, definitely. And it also means that I can show you another one of the demon doors. So this demon door is actually pretty simple. You don't technically need anything. It's just sort of solving a puzzle or being prepared. Okay, so to show you something unique that I can do, I'm gonna go to this meat trader and I'm gonna buy some jerky off of her.
I hope you enjoy it. You won't regret that
I think it's either
purchase.
jerky or it might be mutton. It's one of those two.
How can I help you today?
should also probably say hello to our wife. It seems important. We should spend some time with her.
Hi, Sparrow. Tired of your own name? Buy a title.
That's just smashing.
Should probably also say hello to our daughter.
Wow, that was
Feel
incredible.
like that's important as well. Because you'll notice that their relationship with us actually goes down over time. So in order to stay married, we need to come and visit them sometimes. Also, for good reason, you'll notice that the floaty expressions are not available when it's talking to a child. For good reason.
Turning out to be a fantastic day.
Also, these two people just broke into my house. They just assumed that it was okay for them to come into my place. Yep, there's another person.
That was quite enjoyable. Lovely.
So like I said, once we get popular enough, we start to really draw a crowd. And I think
Great stuff.
we're at the renown level where people really sort of start to fall in love with us. Because basically, how the renown works is that the larger my renown in an area, the more opinionated people become of me. And because I'm a good person, their opinions go up. Because I think if I... Is it in here? No, not here. Logbook. Renown. There we go. Alright, so you can see the world opinion, for example, here. So, for example, in Bowerstone, we're quite celebrated. So people absolutely love us here. Whereas in Oakfield, they're familiar with us. Westcliff, they're familiar with us. Bloodstone is a place we haven't been to yet. So they don't even know of us. But yeah, different regions have different opinions of us. Yeah. So... Okay. So in order to do this next quest, we actually have to go to a brand new area. Also, just like wearing the assassin cloak or the assassin coat will make us inherently more evil, wearing the monk gloves will inherently make us more good. So if you need some good boy points, you can wear those, and they'll give you a couple.
Always brightens up my days.
So he gives me a gift because he thinks I'm funny.
It was your fault. You're the one who found it.
You're the one who read the words. It's your fault.
You're the one who said I was a chicken because I wouldn't read it in the first place.
Yes, but you're the one who... Hey, look.
You have to help us.
He raised the dead.
Two idiots have read from the Normonomicon, the book of the extremely dead. Their gates to the netherworld have been opened. Oh, that's good.
Mother will kill us
thank
if she finds out.
You see, we read aloud from this book we found called the Normonomicon.
You're the one who found it, remember?
Yeah, and you're the one who read...
The thing is,
never mind.
we sort of
The thing is...
accidentally summoned a few hollow men.
A few hundred.
And now they have the book.
Only because you dropped it, you big girl.
You need to clear the graveyard so we can get the book back and put them all back where they came from.
You make me think better of our adventure.
Where do you think they came from?
I don't know. You summoned them.
Next time you want us to explore graveyards, hit yourself with a mallet instead.
And next time you want to read a book, hit yourself with a giant axe instead.
You're just mad because you can't read ancient languages.
Oh, yes. I wish I could make lots of corpses who want to eat me appear whenever I wanted.
I knew it. Always so jealous.
Okay, well, you guys can have your squabble and we'll go clean up your mess. So this is Bellstone's cemetery. We haven't actually been here before. But this is our first visit here. Oh, no. Ranger, don't be afraid. Here, have a trade. Okay, so there's the demon door. We'll address that later, though. For now, we need to pay attention to this. So I think there's 4 or 5 spots in the cemetery that we have to visit in order to trigger the spawning of the Holloman. So basically, we come here, and about, I think it's 20 of them spawn in the location, and then we kill them. Also be aware that whenever I'm charging up a spell, I am completely vulnerable. I cannot defend myself until I deliver the spell. And that can be quite an issue when you get to your level 4s and 5 spells, because they can take literally 5 to 7 seconds to actually be ready to cast. I'm a highwayman now. Anyway, I think where was the second location? It's down there. It's not up here. So this is the Graveyard Manor. We'll have to come back here later. But there is a quest related to here. So I'll get the fast travel point now. Anyway, since we've spawned in the Holloman, I think they should follow us. Anyway. Oh, hey, there's a chest here. Let's open this. Meanwhile, the Holloman are just tearing through people, tearing them apart limb from limb. But we do need money, so I feel like they'll understand. Alright, so we'll deal with him later. Because we're actually, since we're on a quest, we can't actually go inside of the demon door anyway. Because it counts as going to a different region. And if we go to a different region, we'll actually cancel the quest. So I can literally just stand here and just do this over and over again, and we're not really ever going to be able to counter it. Because right now the Holloman don't have any long-range attacks. Eventually, once we encounter the more powerful variants, we will encounter the ones that do have guns. So the lovely town guard will try to help us, but he will eventually be overcome by them if we do not help him. Just like all the other NPCs, he does have a health bar, and when it empties, he dies, and he's not able to be brought back. But because we're a good guy, we're a good person, we protect the innocent, we do. I mean, it's not terrible if he does die, it doesn't really affect the quest, really. You know, we're a good guy, so we're supposed to be protecting people. But yeah, here's a dead person. walk on them. So the breadcrumb trail will actually lead us towards the next group of Hollowmen. So even though this one's really far out of the way, we'll find it anyway. But this is basically the quest. We go to a location, kill 20 Hollowmen, then we move on. Nothing too complicated. Like I said, the Hollowmen aren't really that big of a threat. Most of the enemies in this game, they're not that hard. They're not that difficult to beat. There will be 2, maybe, enemies that I can think of that might give me a little bit of trouble. 1 for sure, 1 not really, if you know how to fight them. Because most of the difficult enemies in this game, they're not that difficult if you know how to fight them. But they can be a pain in the ass at times. You know, I was actually thinking about playing this in Fallout 3 as well. And I remember in Fallout 3 I always had this thing about collecting teddy bears for some reason. Even because there is actually a quest in the DLC that actually requires you to collect them. But even before that, maybe it's because I thought maybe the character might have a bit of an attachment to them because they were one of the toys that you actually get to play with in the childhood phase of the game. I don't know. Anyway, so this is another area that we're not really going to be able to address much until much later. So we will be coming back here later on in the game. We won't be able to get through this gate either. But where is he? I don't know if we can actually get him yet. I think we need to get through this gate to get him. Because I think he's behind the gate somewhere. Oh well. We'll address it when we can open that gate. That way I can be certain that I can actually get to him. For now, we need to go address the Hollowmen that are killing everybody. Oh, so these are expression statues. Basically, you face them and you'll see 4 different expressions appear on the D-pad. One of those 4 is the one that you need to use, and I think it's the vulgar thrust. So you use it, and the expression statue will do that to indicate that you used the correct one. And typically the expression statue will either open a door or it'll trigger the appearance of a flit switch. No, I think, from memory, I think it opens this door over here to activate this flit switch.
Hi there, Sparrow.
You know, you should probably get away, considering all the Hollowmen. Shoot it, please, thank you. There it is, it's over there. Shoot it, please. Thank you. So there's the Necronomicon there, but we can't access it until we've killed all of them. I do like some of the insults that the gargoyles come up with. I know, it's kind of a shame to wipe them all out. You know, they add a bit of character to the world. I'm literally wiping them out. Oh, except for one, supposedly, because there is one, apparently, that makes it into Fable 3. Alright, so upon killing the final Hollow Man, we get access to the Nomicon. And yes, this is an Ash and the Evil Dead reference. Ash versus the Evil Dead reference. Also known as the Book of the Extremely Dead, this ancient tome emits a cold aura and appears to be bound in human skin. You can see the freckles. Within are to be found dark incantations and evil rites. The rhubarb stew recipe on the final page sounds particularly malicious. Oh shit. I didn't mean to do that. Ranger. Yeah, we'll do that. So just pretend I didn't eat a baby chicken. Just pretend. I didn't mean to. Alright, so this flit switch is still there. Fortunately, this one doesn't have a time limit, because some of the flit switches later, they will have a time limit in which you have to activate them. And it goes up here. And we have to shoot it again. Then I think we, yep, melee it. And it'll go into it. And we get access to this treasure chest. So this is where this all started back at that expression statue. Hey, we got a lovely new hat. Yep, we'll wear that. We'll take that, and we'll take that. There we go. Much better. I kind of like the idea of just wearing whatever new pieces of clothing I find. I might just do that. Because I'm not too fussed on my character's appearance, to be honest. And it'll be interesting to see what different kinds of outfits I might end up with. Alright, so there's a gargoyle. I think he's not in this area. I think he's over here. Maybe he is over here. Oh yeah, no, there he is. Just take me in for a minute here. Look at this. Do I look fabulous or what? Anyway, I think question mark. There might be another door to open. There's definitely that. And there's this, which we... Yep. Who's this gargoyle? Over there or something, wasn't he? I remember him being over here. Oh, no, there he is. He's up there. Now, even though you can't access them directly from here, I do like the fact that you can see the different districts of Bowerstone. So, for example, you can see Castle Fairfax right there. Ranger. Be alright. I think technically you can give him this, and it counts as a treat. So technically we have infinite treats for him as well. Really? Is it? No? Oh yeah, that's right. He's over there too. So that's three that are almost within, what, 10 feet of each other. Anyway, now that we have the Necronomicon, we can return to Max and Sam and give them the book, and hopefully they can lift this goddamn curse that they've created. Also, for all those girls who say it's difficult to fight monsters in a skirt, I feel like they're complaining a bit too much. I feel like I handled myself very well. Alright, take the book and fix your goddamn mess.
Oh. Oh. Right. What page was the undo spell on? Oh, here we are. Tantir Barada Kanda!
Mukluk! What?
You got Max and Sam out of this mess, but who knows what mischief they'll get up to next. Little bit of a spoiler. They actually make it into Fable 3. Even though Fable 3 actually takes place 50 years later. And we'll tell you 10 years actually ends up passing before we get to the end of this game. It's kind of interesting how they make it into the next game, to be honest. Anyway, so now that we've finished that, we can safely address this thing.
You, please, meat. So hungry. I was man, long time ago. Ate meat, lots of meat. Then was demon door. No more meat, only hungry. Please, feed meat now.
Alright, so for this demon door, you can either A, give it a piece of meat such as the crunchy chick or any meat item that you have in your inventory. So because I have the jerky and I have the mutton, I could also technically give it to him as well. But it seems to prefer the crunchy chick. So we can give it the crunchy chick, or if you don't have a single meat item in your inventory, you can also do this.
Ah, meat. Meat good. You go inside now.
So yeah, it's a pretty easy challenge. From what I remember, the reward for this one's actually not that awesome. I mean, it's not bad. I mean, it's a demon door treasure, but it's not that amazing. It's just a bunch of potions. I mean, it helps enough, but it's not that amazing. I don't think it's that amazing, really. It's not like a cool weapon or anything like that. So we get a 3-star strength potion, a 3-star skill potion, and a 3-star will potion, and... oh, that's it. I thought we also got a journal XP potion. Yep, that's it. That's what we get. Yeah, because that's actually technically a different area, the Forgotten Keep's technically a different region or different location, we can't do it while we're inside of a quest. That's why I had to wait until we finished the quest that we were on. Because if we try to go in there while we have an active quest, the game will say, okay, so you want to leave the region and abandon the quest that you're on. But no, we don't want to do that. Alright, so I think I am actually going to take a small break, because we're at just past 2 hours now. So I'm going to take a small break. Alright, I forgot that this scene does not have my mic. Because the mic's screwing up. It's a good thing I remembered that. So I'll fix that while I'm taking a break. So I'll be back in 10 minutes, alright? And once again, even though you didn't hear it the first time, I'll say it again. Hope you're having a good day. I'll see you in 10 minutes, alright? Hope you're enjoying the game. It's a game from my childhood. I'm trying to remember everything that I said. Yeah, no, it's a game from my childhood, so it's a game that I know pretty well. I've finished it maybe 4 times, 5 times, 100% of it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in 10 minutes, alright? Bare minimum 10 minutes, might be a bit more, but bare minimum 10 minutes. I'll see you in a little bit. Hope you're having a good day. See you in a bit. And back. And if you've been paying attention to the stream title, I've decided to play another game from my childhood. I'll see how it goes over. See if you guys like it. But I've decided to play Fallout 3. So this is a game also from my childhood. It's another game that I grew up with, that I have played many times. Many times. And that includes the DLC, and this is a very long game. So for me to have 100%ed this game, to be able to confidently say that I've 100%ed it, also sorry, but I'm gonna have to mute that, but we'll play that instead. And now I can bring the sound back. Sorry, because if I play that as it is, I'm going to risk muting the VOD, so... And I feel like, Banjo-Kazooie, it matches everything. Alright, so I figure I'll play this game.
War. War never changes. Since the dawn of humankind, when our ancestors first discovered the killing power of rock and bone, blood has been spilled in the name of everything, from God to justice to simple psychotic rage. In the year 2077, after millennia of armed conflict, the destructive nature of man could sustain itself no longer. The world was plunged into an abyss of nuclear fire and radiation. But it was not, as some had predicted, the end of the world. Instead, the apocalypse was simply the prologue to another bloody chapter of human history. For man had succeeded in destroying the world. But war never changes. In the early days, thousands were spared the horrors of the Holocaust by taking refuge in enormous underground shelters known as vaults. But when they emerged, they had only the hell of the wastes to greet them. All except those in Vault 101. For on that fateful day, when fire rained from the sky, the giant steel door of Vault 101 slid closed and never reopened. It was here you were born. It is here you will die. Because in Vault 101, no one ever enters, and no one ever leaves.
Bull. I'm just going to tell you right now, that's bull. I mean, aside from becoming an incest-filled tomb, there are other reasons why that could not happen. Oh, that's a lovely face, isn't it?
Let's see. Are you a boy or a girl?
I usually go with boy.
It's a boy. A boy. We've got a son, Catherine. A beautiful.
Also, our dad's Liam Neeson, which is pretty awesome. Also, I've seen this in hacked versions of this game. Our mother is actually black, which is kind of cool because it means that they've actually kind of addressed
I'm sure of it.
how your character can look like anything.
Look at you. Look at you.
Although I suppose the dad also changes his appearance depending on what you pick.
Daddy. You're going to need a name, aren't you? Your mother and I have been talking. What do you think about...
I'm trying to think of a... I've been trying to think of a good name to... You know what? We'll just... go ahead and make a Game of Thrones sort of reference. I mean, I know it's not spelled like that, but I always preferred this spelling of John.
That's a good name, don't you think? Fits you perfectly. Looks like they've finished the gene projection. Let's see what you're.
Alright, so this is how they basically wedge in character creation. I actually don't get into this. I don't remember ever really worrying about this too much. I think I always just went with one of the presets. And I don't want to spend 10 million years fart-assed around with it, so we'll just quickly scrounge one up. You know, I think that's usually pretty much what I go with anyway. Alright, that'll work. Because we don't want to screw around with that too much.
You're going to look a lot like your dad. See that, Catherine?
Oh, very.
Yeah, so the dad's appearance is actually going to change depending on what your character looks like. That's why they obscure half of his face for this.
What about you? What kind of person are you going to be? You're just Catherine?
James.
Catherine! She's in cardiac arrest. Start compressions. Get the baby out of here. Move! Move! 1,000. 2,000. Come on. Hang on, Catherine. Hang on. Okay?
Alright, so we are now 1 year old, so they kind of just sort of speed through your childhood for this game. But this is one of the things that always made me like this game more than Fallout 4.
Just like home. Don't your eyes.
Even today, I still say that this is the best Fallout. I know a lot of people say that New Vegas is better, but I'm not here to get into an argument about it, to be honest. Alright, so already our dad is manipulating us and tricking us.
Just a little further. There you go. My goodness, just a year old and already walking like a pro. Your mother would have been so proud. Listen, kiddo, I know you don't like it when Dad.
Hey, Dad, I have a crippling fear of being alone, by the way. So you're not going to walk out of the room, are you? You are. Okay, that's not good.
I'll be back in a bit.
Dad. Dad. You didn't lock the gate. See, look. I can get out. You're not a very smart dad, are you? So yeah, depending on the ethnicity that you pick for your character, he could be black or Asian, I think. I think those are the other two variants. From memory? I think those are the other two variants. Okay, so this is where we get to learn how the base controls are. So we can walk around with the stick, with the left stick, we turn with the right stick, we jump with the Y button. Obviously, because we're a baby, we got kind of a shitty jump. We can talk with A. And there are a couple of other interactions that we'll get later on. But for now, we can just walk around and bubble. Alright, so we can pick things up with clicking it, a click in of the right stick. No, I think it's this moment that always made me think that my character would have an affinity for teddy bears. So I always ended up collecting them, even regardless of the Broken Steel DLC. I'll just put Teddy there. Now don't fall off. Alright, fine, you want to lie down, I'll put you on the bed. There you go. But yeah, there's a lot of things in the game that you can pick up. And this is actually going to be helpful for allowing us to be a thief. Because I do actually have a particular sort of way that I play this. I'd say it's probably not too far off from how most people play it though, to be honest. Anyway, so to progress, we actually need to interact with this book. So, our character development depends on 6, sorry. No, it is 7. 7 quote-unquote special attributes. So these are basically the all-encompassing traits of our character. S is for strength, and that means I'm strong. I can carry toys and swing stuff all day long. P is for perception, a long funny word. It means what I've tasted, smelled, saw and heard. E is for endurance, and that's how long I can play. I'm always really healthy and have energy all day. C is for charisma. It's why people think I'm great. I make my friends all laugh and smile and never want to hate, and that's kind of a forced rhyme, to be honest. But I mean, I suppose it is supposed to be a kid's book. I is for intelligence. That means I'm really smart. I use my brain for lots of stuff, like science, math, and art. And being Australian, we actually say maths, not math. So that seems very foreign to me. A is for agility. That's how I get around. I move real fast and easy and never make a sound. L is for luck, and it's simple, you see. It means that good things always happen to me. So basically, we have 5 special attributes, 5 special points to put into our special attributes, sorry. And depending on what you pick, your character will be better in some areas or worse in others. You can also take away points if you want to, so you can make yourself a real stupid lunkhead that's really, really strong, for example. You can make him really smart and weedy if you want to. Or you can make him really strong and smart, but not very charismatic. So it's completely up to you what kind of character you want to make. Now, I think typically from memory, I think I focus most on the endurance. I think that was my core one. And I think a little bit of charisma, a little bit of luck, and a little bit of agility. I think those were usually my core ones. It won't matter too much because you can actually max out all of these using a particular method, and I will be doing that. So eventually I will get them all to max out at 10. Anyway, so after wandering around and finally reading that book, if you look down the bottom left, we have our compass, and you can see that green blip is our dad.
You are quite the little explorer, aren't you? Serves me right for trying to pin you in. Come on over here. I want to show you something. See that? It was your mother's favorite passage. It's from the Bible, Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water of life freely. She always loved that. All right, come on. Let's go see if your little friend Amada wants to play.
Wow, we're 1 year old and we already got friends. We're doing much better. Anyway, so we step outside and... You thought skipping over 1 year was bad? We now skipped over 9 years. We are now 10 years old.
Prepare to survive. Of course I miss her. I miss her.
Stanley, you turned the lights on too fast. You blinded the poor kid. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday! Can you believe it? He
is growing up so
You know, I thought it wasn't until you get older that time
Happy
starts sort of
birthday,
skipping
pal.
by.
I can't believe you're already 10. I'm so proud of you. If only your mother...
Congratulations,
Yeah,
young
my
man.
dad was speaking,
I don't
mate,
have
and
to tell
who the
you
hell
how
are you
special
looking
this
at? There's
day is,
nobody
do I?
behind me.
Down here in Vault 101, when you turn 10, well, you're ready to take on your first official Vault responsibilities. So here you are. As Overseer, I hereby present to you your very own Pip-Boy 3000. Get used to it. You'll be getting your first work assignment tomorrow.
Enjoy your party. You're only 10 once, so have
You know, I
fun.
probably should have played the PC version, but I am a little bit worried about lag and all that
Happy
sort of stuff.
birthday! We really
My
surprised
console
you,
version
didn't we?
games tend to perform
Your
better.
dad was afraid you were onto us, but I told him not to worry. You're so easy
Okay,
to
so
pull.
there is the illusion of choice in this game. There are a couple points where what you say can vastly change things, but for the most part, a lot of these things, they kind of just sort of funnel into the same sort of path. So, for example...
You're such a
that's
liar.
me, Mr. Liar.
Okay, if you're so smart, what did I get you for your birthday?
Fine. She caught me.
Ha! I knew I surprised you. Who's your favorite barbarian? That's right, Grognak. Issue 14. And with no missing pages. I found this in a box of my father's old things. Believe it or not. Imagine him reading comic books. I guess everybody was 10 once. Well, I better let you get back to mingling with your guests. We'll talk later, okay?
I'm
Happy
still
birthday.
not 100% certain whether I'll stick with this game,
you got a Pip
because it is a
Boy.
very,
I wish
very
I was
long
10.
game. And if it seems like it's not going over too well, I probably won't stick with it, but it is a
Enjoying
very,
yourself?
very good game.
Happy
Thank
birthday,
you.
Sonny.
Are you having a nice time?
Attention, everyone! It's time to cut the cake!
Oh well.
I am mortified about the cake mishap.
Daddy, I told you not to act all official. What do you think we should call I know you were joking, but I'm not sure anyone else did.
Hey, how about the Vault Road?
People
Get it?
always enjoy my
Who
little
wants to go around all day being
Besides,
called a
that friend of yours could use a
nice
reminder
party
that life
butthead?
is not
Now
all
get lost
fun and
before I have to
games.
make you cry. Come on,
Happy
Wally.
birthday.
You always have good ideas.
Yeah,
You having a nice
I got
time?
one. The Mackers.
Do you think we surprised
Super
them?
cool, right?
I'm sure of it,
Jeez,
Amanda.
Wally. Who's
Never
that?
Alright, the game requires that I bring up the Pip-Boy. Okay, so this is the Pip-Boy. This is basically the game's inventory screen. So you have three main categories: stats, items, and data down at the bottom. And each of those categories has 5 subcategories. So stats has status, special skills, perks, and general. Items has weapons, apparel, aid, miscellaneous, and ammo. And data has our local map, so a map of everything that's very, very close to us, our general area right now, our world map. So this is basically the entire world of Fallout 3, less the DLC locations. Our quests, so we've already completed baby steps and we're already in growing fast. Then notes, that'll fill up very readily, and then we have the Vault PAA system, which apparently there's nothing going on.
Dang, you or me? No way.
Now go on and enjoy yourself.
Thanks for coming, Stanley. I know you were busy with the water purifier.
He
Everything's
looks
fine, I
bug-eyed, doesn't he?
Oh, sure, nothing to worry about. Me
Didn't
and
I
Andy
tell you
got
to
her all
stop
fucked up
bothering
again
us?
last night.
Shut
Goodness
up.
I wasn't worried. You can fix anything,
Oh,
right?
right, and we also got to do this.
Are you having a nice party?
Sequence of events.
10 years old. My. Seems like only yesterday that your daddy came. Goodness, listen to me
What
ramble.
did you just say?
You're
What do you
waiting
mean,
for your present,
since
aren't
my
you?
daddy came? I thought we were born here. Are you lying to me? Is this all a vast conspiracy just to bury history? Are you lying to me? Also, you got a present, huh? Okay. You just distract me with
Such a
presents.
nice, polite young man you are. Don't ever lose your gift to speaking your mind so directly. We could use more of that down here. Here you go. A nice sweet roll that I baked for you just this morning. And it's all for you. You're the birthday boy. No sharing required.
Well, it's a good thing I got
today.
something, because Stanley destroyed the cake. Not Stanley.
I'm hungry, and that stupid robot destroyed the cake. Give me that sweet roll you got from old lady
Oh, are you
Palmer.
perving on me? What the hell are you doing watching other people's conversations? Alright, so there's a few different choices we can make here, and it will slightly change things. So we can be a pushover. We can try to be nice. We can give it up, which means it'll be removed from our inventory. We can do this and remove it from our inventory. Or we can just piss him right the hell off. You do look hungry. What, your mum drank up all the ration coupons again?
Don't you talk about my mom, you little punk.
What are you going to do? You're going to chase me around the room, huh? Okay. Alright, so for some reason we don't have the ability to defend ourselves, so we can literally just run away.
Butch, what do you think you're doing? Leave him alone.
But by using the...
How's it going, pal? You all right,
They're
son?
lovely.
He didn't hurt you, did he?
Such
I hope Butch didn't hurt you. You want to tell me what that was all about?
I mean, we could be a tattletale and get him into shit. I mean, it'll make things worse for him, so...
Why, that little... I figured it was him that started it. He's been nothing but trouble since the day he was born. You let me handle this and try to stay out of the way.
I technically started it, sort of.
Splendid job.
What's Butch's problem anyway? I can't believe he tried to start a fight at your own birthday party. What a jerk. God, he really is a butthead. Oh well, you can always count on Butch to make an ass of himself. Get it? That's
really funny.
Maybe. I'm glad to be here. I think it's important to keep in touch with the young people, you know, as part of my job. Plus, well, I like parties.
Sure thing, Officer Gomez. Well, it's been nice chatting with you. Thanks again for coming.
Hey, happy
All right,
birthday,
Butch.
Nosebleed. Hey, Officer Gomez. Nice party, huh?
Can it? I've had it with you, Butch. Your mother is going to hear about this little incident.
What did he tell you? It was my fault? You didn't hear what he said to me.
I'm not going to tolerate any more of your bullying.
Fine, tell my mom. Big deal. Are we done?
For now, just remember, I'm keeping my eye on you.
Yeah, no, what I said to him wasn't really all that nice.
Are you having a nice
Because,
time?
truth be told, she does have a bit of a drinking problem. And,
How's it going, pal?
well,
Hey, Paul, your hobby's open.
really? We're already skipping ahead to this?
That's your hobby? Now quit.
Are you all right? Is Butch giving
I
you a
thought
hard
it
time
was
again?
required that we spoke to Dad before we can move on. 'Cause you might have heard that little bit of radio chatter in the background. That's basically the game ushering on the next sequence of events.
I'm glad to hear it. Once you start letting bullies push you around, you'll never see the end of it. Come on now. I bet there's someone else out there with a
And
present
this
for
is
you.
why. Because you're technically supposed to get another present from Stanley here.
How do you like that Pip-Boy, son? Fit all right and everything? As a matter
Yeah,
of
for the
fact, I
most part,
did.
I
I'm
try
glad
not
you
to be a
like it.
little shit,
Some may
so-
think the A series is a bit basic, but I've always preferred them for their reliability. Don't mention it. Oh, yes, I almost forgot. Happy birthday. Not much, but I hope you like it.
Got it.
I'm still kind of questioning what kind of character I'm going to play.
What do you guys think?
I am mortified about the cake mishap.
Thanks, Andy. Anyway, so Stanley gifted us a hat, so we can go into the items apparel menu and equip either the party hat that we picked up, or we can equip the baseball cap. Or also, if we click in on the, no, sorry, if we hit the left bumper, we can go into third person. I know a lot of people apparently don't like this view.
Oh, never mind.
Also, our dad's following us around the room.
This stupid party. What are you looking at?
Are you having a nice time?
Wow, the Pip-Boy really makes you look all grown up.
I don't think that's a good thing, Amada.
Happy birthday!
Go on, mingle.
I hope you appreciate the effort Amata put into this party. She really seems to like you, for some reason.
Of course she likes me. I'm a real charming guy.
I do not allow the fact that Amata is my daughter to compromise my position as overseer. I gave her all the appropriate paternal encouragement, of course, but I could not contribute
I
extra
kind of get the
vault
feeling he
resources.
hasn't.
That is simply what my position requires. No more, no less. I know Amata understands that perfectly well.
Yeah, so apparently he prioritizes the well-being of the entire vault over his daughter.
Hey, that was Jonas on the intercom. He and I have been cooking up a little surprise present. Jonas is waiting for you downstairs on the reactor level. Go ahead. I don't think anyone will mind if you slip out for a few minutes.
You guys are dumb. Somebody's gotta have a better idea than those.
If you're so smart,
Nice
why don't you
party.
suggest something?
Shut up and let me think a minute.
Holy
Happy
crap.
birthday, dearie. My goodness, I hope I didn't miss the party.
So Beatrice is a bit of an airhead.
Oh, boys will be boys, won't they? Just
I
can't
mean,
wait
I
to
can
see
say
your
literally anything I
present.
want
Is
to,
that
and she'll
it?
assume the best.
Well, let's not keep you waiting any longer. I think you're going to like it. It's a poem written by me just for you.
Now, I probably would be appreciative of this, but just watch this. A poem? You gotta be kidding me.
No, really. I wrote it just for you. I'd never just copy one of my old poems. Well, there was that one Founders Day where I couldn't rhyme anything with
Peer.
overseer. But you
He's a
deserve nothing
big
less
urine
than a
peer.
brand new poem. You can keep it in your Pip-Boy and read it whenever you want.
Here. Lear. Veer. I mean, it's a bit of a forced rhyme, but whatever.
Go on. Jonas is waiting for you downstairs.
He is indeed, but if we actually choose to follow the Overseer... Now, I actually like walking around in third person. I know a lot of people tend to stick to first person, but I actually like walking around in third person. I don't fight in third person, except for maybe melee, but I don't shoot in third person, definitely. I think if we follow him, we should get a little bit of extra audio, or dialogue, I mean.
Enjoy the party, sir?
Bah! I only showed up because Amata's friends with the brat. Give them a few more minutes, and then I want that place cleaned up and everybody back to work.
Sure thing, sir.
Hi.
Another you.
Yeah, no, don't try and pretend like you like me. I heard what you said. Anyway. Also, if we hold down the left bumper, we can actually do this. So this is what we look like. We're a strapping young man of 10 years old, I guess. And there he goes to kick everyone out of my birthday party. Anyway, so we gotta go this way. Not this way. Not this way. Sorry, I got a bit turned around. Gotta go this way.
What are you doing?
Also, this
down
guy's name
here,
is
young
Jonas,
man?
not Jonah. So I don't want to
thought
hear any
kids
Jonah in
weren't
the Wild
allowed
jokes.
down on the reactor level.
I mean, for
You
the
sure
most
are.
part, Jonas
Pip-Boy and everything.
is
Look
alright.
at that. If you can wait just one more minute, I think your dad will want to give you the surprise
I mean,
himself.
By all accounts, he's mostly nice enough. I don't think too much of him, but you know, he's nice, I guess.
Are you ready for your surprise? The Overseer gave you your Pip-Boy, and you're old enough to do some work, so I figure you're old enough for this. Your own BB gun. It's a little old, but it should work perfectly. Jonas found it down here. It was in pretty rough shape. Took us a good 3 months to find the parts to get it working again. You know how tough it is to find a spring that small? Good thing Butch misplaced that switchblade of his. So, what do you think? Want to give it a try? We sure can't, unless we want the Overseer
And
beating
now,
down our door.
I will say that the
Jonas and I have found a
introduction part of this game, it takes a little while. It's about, you'll be running around doing kind of nothing for about 20 minutes. As someone who's played this game many times, I will admit that this one gets a bit tired, but...
Well, what do you think? You can come down here and shoot anytime you want.
We can sort of rush through it a little bit if we want to.
Couldn't have done it without Jonas's help. You make sure to thank
I
him.
sure will. Jonas, thank you. Thank you, Jonas.
Hey.
I appreciate it
Targets, okay?
so much.
Not a toy. Ow! Careful with that, sport.
So much, Jonas.
Whoa,
Thank you.
Careful with that, sport.
You'll notice that his health bar down the bottom there, he's actually taking damage from this.
Whoa, that stinks. Careful with that, sport. Whoa, that stinks. Whoa, that stinks.
I just crippled his head.
Ow! Whoa, that...
And yeah, no, I'm not a nice person, by the way. In case you were wondering, I'm not really.
That stinks.
Yeah.
Careful with that,
But
sport.
we can absolutely,
Ow! Ow!
if we shoot him enough,
Careful with that, sport.
knock him out. You can't kill him. Because there are some required NPCs in the game, and they cannot be killed. The father is another one.
Do this.
Because they're required for certain quests, the game will not allow them to die. Anyway, so what we're actually supposed to be shooting are these targets. So you can see the reticle in the center, that's for your gun, so that'll show you roughly where the bullet goes. With our crappy shooting skills, because if we go into the Pip-Boy and check the data, no, sorry, the stats, you'll see that skills, our small gun skills, is only at 17 out of 100. So all these can go up to 100, and it's only 17. So that means generally we'll be less accurate, and our attacks will do less damage. But generally, wherever you aim the reticle, the bullet will probably go. Or it'll go in that general direction.
Careful, it's a rat roach. Think you can take care of that with your...
Okay, so you saw me use it against Jonas there, but this is where the game expects you to use VATS. So you can hit right bumper, and basically the whole world is paused. Unlike in Fallout 4 where the whole world's slowed down, everything is paused completely, 100%. And basically in VATS you have the opportunity to aim at any one of the body parts that the animal has. So we can shoot it in the head, legs, right legs, or its torso, and you'll see the percentage chance, which is the likelihood that will hit that body part. So for example, the torso, because it's a nice large unobscured body part, we have a 95% chance of hitting it, whereas the head, for example, because it's much smaller and it's partially obscured by its body, we only have a 39% chance of hitting it. However, different body parts will actually do different damage. You'll see it down the bottom there. So for example, if we hit it in the torso, it'll do severe damage. If we manage to hit it in the head, it'll do even more damage. So it's up to you what you aim for. And the AP down the bottom right there, that limits how many attacks we can deliver in one shot. So we're out of AP, so we can only deliver 2 attacks. We hit A to accept, and yeah. So that's how VATS basically works. You'll probably find me jumping in and out of VATS quite a lot, because it's kind of broken, especially once we get some of the later abilities.
Let's get a picture together. Capture the moment. Hey, Jonas, get a picture of me with the big game hunter.
Whoa, that stinks.
Thanks, Jonas. Take the photo already.
Careful with that, sport. Smile.
Boys,
Yep, that makes sense. He was definitely holding the camera up. Alright, so, and now we skip ahead another 6 years, so we're now 16 years of age.
Revelation 21:6. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end. As far as I can tell, you're a perfectly healthy 16-year-old boy. So yes, you have to go to class to take your GOAT exam. Go on now. You've got a GOAT to take.
Right, so there's a lot of extra dialogue.
Hey,
I probably
it's
won't
not
go
my
through
call.
all of it.
Those are the rules.
I'll try
You're
to
16
pick up the
now,
important
so
stuff.
this year, you take the GOAT. Come on, it's not so bad. Everyone has to take it. You'll do just
So basically, the GOAT is an aptitude test.
The Generalized Occupational Aptitude Test. GOAT. Everyone here in the Vault takes it when they're 16. Helps to figure out what sort of a job you'll have here in Vault 101 when you get a bit older. So, pay attention and try not to fall asleep. You know what the Overseer says? We're born in the Vault, we die in the Vault. Each is tested to determine their abilities, that they may work for the betterment of all Vault residents. Huh. Sound familiar? That's what the Overseer says, isn't it? He's not about to let anyone else in, so I guess that's how it'll have to be. You're here now, and it's a hell of a lot better than being up there. All your mother and I ever wanted was for you to be safe, and you're safe here. Your mother, she was beautiful, but beyond the beauty you've seen. There's just so much those old photos can never show. And she was passionate about life, about love. But most of all, she was passionate about
It's a
you.
bit
When she became
disappointing that you
pregnant,
never
it
get
was
to
the
meet the mom.
happiest I had ever seen her. She had great things in mind for you. And so, time for you to stop stalling and get to class. Please, son, please, take these achievement tests seriously. The last thing I need is your mother's ghost haunting me because her only child became a garbage burner.
Hey, garbage burning is an important job, Dad.
Take care, son. Now get out of here, and good luck.
Okay, so there's one thing that you want to make sure you absolutely grab now, and that's this. You found a Vault-Tec limited edition bobblehead. The description on the base reads, "The smart man knows a bandage only hides his wounds. Your medicine skill has been permanently increased by 10 points." So each of the skills, if we check this again, so each of the special stats and each of the skills has one bobblehead related to it. So there's one for each of these skills, and then there's also one for each of the special skills. So there's a lot of bobbleheads. And basically each of the special bobbleheads will increase the relevant special stat by 1, and each of the skill
Stopping to
bobbleheads
see the old man before class,
will increase that skill by 10.
Careful with that. That wasn't very nice. That wasn't very...
I mean, he's not dead, by the way. He's okay. We can, because I believe literally every NPC in the vault right now is required, we cannot kill anybody. Because if we killed somebody, obviously, people wouldn't appreciate it too much.
I'd just like to keep an...
No problem. I'll have my report ready this afternoon.
Sounds good. Let me know if there
I'm a little worried. I hope Jonas can take a look at me soon.
You really want something wrong with... No, I'm not going to beat the crap out of him. I just like displaying the fact that there are required NPCs.
Just what you need. I can show you a real tunnel snake, Amata.
Wow, that's creepy as shit.
Why don't you just leave me alone?
What are you gonna do, Amata? Go run and tell
Leave me
your dad?
Stupid tunnel snakes. Immature assholes, if you ask me. Why won't they leave me alone? It's not my fault my father's the overseer. I don't care about their stupid gang. Can you talk to them? Maybe Butch will listen to you.
Okay, so we have a choice here. We can either choose to address the tunnel snakes, or we can choose... So we can choose to address them. Or we can choose to abandon her to her fate. But because we're a good friend...
Thanks. You've always been a good friend. Try talking to Butch. They'll all do whatever
Okay,
he
so
says.
she advises talking to Butch.
What's the
Now,
Daddy's
a
girl
lot of
gonna
quests
cry?
actually have multiple ways of solving them. Some of them might not be as obvious, though. So we can talk to Butch, and there is a way to address this and get this fixed by talking to him. But if you actually instead talk to Wally Mack,
Don't mess with the tunnel snakes.
it's actually a lot easier to go through him to get rid of everybody.
What? You mouthing off, Spaz? Everyone knows the tunnel snakes. We rule this vault, and we don't take shit from nobody. Not you, not her, and not her daddy, the overseer.
Because if you actually try to go through Butch, you'll either A, have to pass a speech check, or B, fight all three of them at once. Whereas with Wally Mack, there is no chance encounters, there's no fight, it's a lot easier.
Why don't you mind your own business? Last I checked, you weren't a tunnel snake. Run along, kid, before Butch and I decide you're a problem. Stay out of this. It's tunnel snake business. Me and Butch were just having some fun with this chick.
Oh, I get it. Butch is the leader. You're just a follower. You're his bitch, aren't you?
I don't follow anyone. Wally Mack is his own man, and the tunnel snakes is where I belong. Why? You think Butch is in charge? Is that what people are saying? Because it's a load of shit if that's what they're saying.
I heard you'll do anything he tells you. And I mean anything. You suck his penis, don't you?
What? What kind of shit is that? No one talks that way
You
about
bend
Wally
over
Mack.
for him, don't you?
He's not the boss of me. Nobody's the boss of me. I'm out of here.
Way, you stupid
We're
tunnel
done
snakes!
Done. We're not done. I say when we're done.
Don't know who put you in charge. I say we're done. Let's go, Paul.
Are you sure? Butch? Okay. Whatever you say, Wally. Tunnel snakes rule. Fine, let's go. I was done here anyway.
Hi, Butch.
This ain't over, Daddy's girl. I'm not finished with you either, twerp.
So yeah, it's actually a lot easier
God,
to just go
that's
through
over.
Wally Mack.
Thanks for getting rid of them. Assholes.
I mean, he is
I
standing
don't know
right
why
there,
they won't
so...
leave me alone. Just because my father's the overseer, I guess? Idiots.
So we gained a little bit of karma for helping out a friend. Also, you notice that it has the little reds indicated down the middle there, on the right side of the middle. Get used to... Don't get used to, sorry. Don't get used to there being no rads, because that's not going to be a thing.
Well, you made it. All set for the goat? Trust me, it really isn't that
Alright,
bad.
so this is a
Just
long,
something everybody has to go through.
kind of monotonous, boring sort of test that'll take up about an extra 10 minutes or so. But if you actually explore some of the other audio
Listen,
options...
I like your dad. I might even like you if I wasn't your teacher. So here's what I'm going to do. If you want to skip the test, just tell me how you want it to come out, and I'll take care of it for you.
Alright, so we can actually choose to take the goat and go through the arduous 10 minutes and get a random result depending on our answers. We can get him to just randomly pick them for us. No, sorry, this one. This will get them to randomly come out. Or we can manually choose them for ourselves.
Well, all right. Here, take a look.
So basically, what this test is designed to do is choose your your tag skills, your 3 tag skills. So basically, your tag skills are just skills that get a nice little starting boost. So whichever ones you pick, they get a nice little boost of 15 points. That's all it really is that they get a starting bonus of 15 points. They're probably going to be the ones that you focus on the most, though. So I tend to focus on small guns, repair, and I think it's usually those two, to be honest. I know I'm going to need to put some points into explosives, but I don't think I need to turn it into my tag skill. Medicine. I do also tend to focus on lockpick and science a lot, but that's kind of required if you want to find everything.
Let's go, people. The
Bye.
patience is...
Enjoy your test, losers.
Anything is possible, even an A.
So 3 years later, we are now 19 years of age. We are an adult.
Selfish and insubordinate.
At least in Australia.
Wake up! Come on, wake up!
America, you're still an adult, but you're not allowed to drink, really. So,
Come on! You've got to wake up!
because that was actually one thing I didn't really realize until later, is that because we're in America, we're only 19. We're technically not, since we're not 21, we're not allowed to do usually a lot of things. We're still technically a kid.
Don't be a smart mouth. This is serious. My father's men are looking for you. They've already killed Jonas. You've got to get out of here. It's your dad. He's left the vault. My father thinks Jonas helped him escape. So he had his men. My God, they killed him. They just beat him and wouldn't stop.
Really? I'm going to make fun of her? I have this option? No, I'm not going to pick that.
Yeah.
I'm an asshole, but I'm
Don't
not
worry
that
about
much of
me.
an asshole. I'll beat the
I'm
shit
just
out of
sorry
Jonas
you
until
had
he
to find out like
not
this.
until
I
he's
know Jonas was your
unconscious.
friend.
But I will
But
not
we've got to go
hurt
now.
somebody's feelings.
My father's men will be here
I
any
draw the
minute.
line there.
I'm sorry, but I think you'll have to follow your dad. You'll have to escape from the vault. Listen, maybe it isn't any of my business, but didn't your dad tell you that he was leaving? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sure he had his
Finally,
reasons.
we actually get to
Maybe
get
Jonas
into
was
some of the
supposed
more
to explain
interesting
everything
parts
to
of the
you.
game.
But it doesn't matter. I can help you escape. I have my own plan.
Another one of your plans, Amara.
I don't have time to explain everything. You're just gonna have to trust me this time. Listen, there's
So
a
that
secret
kind of
tunnel
suggests that
leads
some of her
directly
plans
from
have
my
actually
father's
gone
office to the
worse.
exit. You'll have to hack the computer in his office to open it. Use these to get into his office. That's how I always get in. Oh, one more thing. I stole my father's pistol. I hope you won't need it, but you'd better take it just in case.
Okay, so you can actually tell her to keep it, and it won't actually make a difference on anything, so pick one of the first two options and you'll get a pistol.
I'll try to meet you at the exit. Watch out for security. Good luck.
I actually don't know what. Yeah, okay, good. I was just double checking the difficulty.
I'll meet you at the vault door if I can, but don't wait for me.
Because there is actually 5 different difficulties. You can play it on normal, very easy, hard, or very hard. And very easy is just like the name says, it's very easy. Anyway, so we'll grab our BB gun. We will not be coming back here, so we want to grab everything of value. Also, you might remember that I got the Grognak the Barbarian book from Armada. Yep, we get to hold on to it because we didn't use it. Because we could have used it during the party, but there's a reason you want to hold on to these. Don't use them yet. We also have a baseball bat. And we have the baseball cap that we started off with as well. Okay, so we have hotkeys that we can make use of. So, for example, I'll put the baseball bat on the top there, and we'll put the 10mm pistol on the left there. So now I can hit on the D-pad, I can press up to automatically equip the baseball bat, or I can hit left to automatically equip the pistol. I would absolutely pick the pistol over the BB gun, because even though the BB gun was enough to kill radroaches back when we were a kid, it's not really going to help us now.
What's the matter, huh? Can't stand the sight of your own blood? Get it off me!
Alright, so the guards are absolutely going to try to kill us, so we kind of have to kill them first. Also, just like other RPGs, we can take absolutely everything from them and leave them naked. There is no nudity, this is the closest thing to naked you'll get. But now that we've taken his clothes, we can swap out our Vault 101 jumpsuit armor, which only has a damage resistance of 1, for the Vault security armor, which has a damage resistance of 9. And we can also put the helmet on. And you'll notice that the baton only has 4 damage, whereas our bat has 6, so we'll keep the bat.
You gotta help me! My mom's trapped in there with the rat roaches! No, I can't go back in there. It's dark, and there's rat roaches. No, I mean, it's not the dark. It's the rat roaches. I can't stand them. I tried to get back in to get her. I really did. But I couldn't. You gotta help me. She's not gonna last much longer in there. Can't you hear her screaming?
Alright, so he's willing to allow his mother to die because he's so grossed out about giant bugs. So these are speech checks. Basically, we have a 28% chance of convincing him to do this and abandon her completely, or an 18% chance of convincing him to go and try and save her. A little bit of a spoiler, if you actually succeed with this, he will go in, try and save her, and die fantastically. So you'll actually get both of them killed. Or you can give him the BB gun, which I'm not going to do. But you'll notice it's not a speech check, so it's guaranteed to work. But you know what, I'll just save her.
Help me!
Yeah, no, your son's useless. He's not going to help you. Sorry. Wait, did I hit her? I don't know.
We did it! My mom's gonna be okay! You're the best friend I've
You
ever
got to be
had,
very
man.
careful, because if
Hey,
you actually end
I
up
know it
hitting
isn't
her, you
much,
could accidentally kill
but I
her.
want you to have my tunnel snake's jacket. Go ahead, take it.
Yay, thank you. Because we're just starting out, you'll probably want to pick up pretty much everything that isn't nailed down that has a value higher than its weight. Because you'll notice that everything has a value and a weight. So the WG means its weight, so that's in pounds, by the way. And the value is how much it's worth monetarily. So if it's got a weight of 1 and a value of 1, it's probably not worth your time. But if it's got a value of, say, 10 versus a weight of 1, you probably want to pick it up. If you're hurt, you can actually come over here and you can heal infinitely. Just hold down the A button and you'll heal up. So this is a pretty good area for a tutorial on combat, because you have easy health available. And I know, Grandma Taylor. This woman that we haven't met before. They didn't even use Old Lady Palmer. They could have used her. That's a character we already know a little bit about. I feel like it would have been better. But no, they decided to use Grandma Taylor, someone we don't even know. I don't think it's our grandma, by the way. I guess it's just the old lady that everyone knows really well, and her name's Grandma Taylor, I guess.
There's more. Over here. Damn it! There's more. Over here.
Also, this is Officer Gomez. Don't kill him, because he actually won't attack us like the other guards do.
Oh, you're lucky it was me who found you. The others
Almost
won't be
died,
so
by the way.
forgiving. I don't know what you're up to, and I don't want to know. Just clear out of here, and I'll
And
pretend
I'm
I
fairly
never saw
certain
you.
at this point he's actually not a required NPC. He is related to quests later, but he's not required.
Don't think I don't know it. Why do you think
It's
I'm letting
actually
you
pretty
go?
nice.
I guess you're trying to follow your dad. Outside. Good gravy. If I didn't know what the Overseer would do if he caught you, I'd never tell you to try for it, but it's your only shot. You take care, and I hope you find your daddy.
Alright, so this is the classroom where the goat took place. I always like revisiting areas, sort of. Maybe a little bit. Revisiting areas and sort of put them stuck back together. But
Right?
whatever.
Well, it's none of my business. Me and Andy were in a tight spot there, ain't no mistake. Good thing he loves toasting roaches so much.
So if you didn't pick up the medicine bobblehead, it'll be in here. I think it's on the floor over here. Make sure you pick it up because this will be your last chance to pick it up for a while. Also, you see this. So we will be coming back here much later in the game. So make sure you have a lock-picking skill of 50 before you get here.
If you keep turning like that, I'm gonna crack your
I will say I actually kind of preferred Oblivion's take on the lockpicking minigame. Even though I don't necessarily like the minigame itself, I like the fact that you could lockpick anything you want. It's just more difficult. Because unfortunately with this game, if you don't have the required lockpicking skill, you won't be able to open it. Oh shit. No, Tom! How dare you? How could you do that?
I knew you'd turn sooner or later. Oh.
So, as you can see, even on normal difficulty, we can kind of soak up a few bullets. And for our trouble, we get some valuable security armor and some more guns. So, yeah, not that difficult. I don't remember if there's actually a sink in the area. I think there was. I think there is a little bit later though. Another red roach. So apparently the red roaches have managed to break through the defenses of the vault. Far underground. And that over there is the Overseer's office right there. So you can see why he's called the Overseer.
He had to go and leave, didn't he? He had to mess things up for everybody.
Hi, you stuck inside, are ya? Oh geez, that sucks. You know, it's nice being out here. You know, I'm able to run around, do whatever I want. Shame you can't. Bye. Alright, and here's another security guard. So if you can, get the jump on them.
Stop in the name of the Overseer.
Ah, shit. So we can actually block. You probably won't see me using a lot of melee combat in this. I'll mostly be using guns. I might use melee weapons for some of the smaller enemies, but for the most part, I'll probably just be sticking to guns. Oh no, Floyd Lewis. I can't believe you're dead. All those memories we shared. You were such a deep and explored character. Anyway, so there's a couple more red roaches, but not too many. Okay, so
Be reasonable, Amata. Officer Mack may enjoy this, but I don't. Just tell us where to find your friend so we can talk to him.
He's my friend. I was worried about him. What does he have to do with any of this anyway?
Probably nothing, which is why you need to tell me where he is, so I can talk to him. Go ahead, officer.
You better talk, girlie.
Holy shit, they're threatening her.
Don't!
All right, officer. Let me try.
Hold it right there.
And that's his daughter, and that's what he's allowing to happen. He's encouraging it.
Imagine what he'll let me do to you.
Now I actually don't know if this is, but I don't think this is supposed to be Wally Mack. I think this is Wally Mack's dad, by the way.
Shouldn't have tried to run.
You know what? Screw this. Alright, so don't kill the Overseer. Unless you want to upset Armada, don't kill him.
I hope you're here to turn yourself in, young man. You're already in enough trouble as it is. Don't make it worse for yourself. Oh, is that
Because I
all?
remember the
Is
first time
there
I played this, I
anything
actually
else I can
accidentally
get you
killed
while
the Overseer because I thought he would attack
You'll
me as
get
well.
nothing from me. I'll die before I see the safety of the vault compromised again.
Uh-huh. That's quite a speech coming from you. We'll actually find out a little bit about him a bit. So we can actually use this to convince him to give us the password.
My God, you're
Or
a
the key, sorry.
cold-blooded
And the password.
shit, aren't you? I think you'd actually do it. Here, take them and leave the vault. I'll have you shot on sight if you ever come back.
Now, if you can not get it from him, there's actually a couple of places that you can get the key and the password. So we'll grab the stim pack, we'll grab that money. We'll also check these because there's some ammo and supplies in there. Now, funnily enough, if you walk in here, the Overseer doesn't try to lock you in here because this is actually a cell, so he could technically just lock us in here. And yeah, here's a sink, so we can actually just drink right from here. And we get all our health back for free. No worries. So bye. And oh no, it's Jonas. I'm sorry I knocked you out twice. I feel so bad about it. Anyway, so there's a note from Dad, stim pack, and we'll just take everything he has. Sorry, Jonas. Can grab all that. Don't remember if there's. I don't think there's anything of value in here at all. Nope. Okay. So you might have noticed that Amada ran away. She's over here now.
Thank you! I told you my father wasn't himself. I don't know what he might have done if you hadn't come along. You'd better get out of here. I'll try to meet you at the vault door. If I don't make it, good luck.
Thank you, Amada. Alright, so you saw that we got the password and the key to get out from the Overseer, but if you don't manage to get from him, you can get the key to the office from, is it this room or the next room? Because I think that this is supposed to be Amada's room, because those are the bobby pins. It's a nice photo though. But if you check the Overseer's room, and then check his dresser, you'll see he actually has a spare key. So you can get the key from there if you don't manage to get off of him. If you don't manage to get the key at all, you can pick the lock. But that's a bit of a pain in the butt. The key's easier. And if you happen to not have the password, if you check, I think it's this locker. Yep, the password's in here. So if you don't get the password or the key, you can get out regardless. It's just a bit more difficult and a bit more of a pain in the butt. Now we'll access the terminal with the password that we have. Because I will say that the mini games, especially the hacking mini game, it kind of slows everything down. So if you check the dossiers and the report, you'll see that he's been keeping tabs on all of the vault residents. And see, he's been keeping tabs on all of them. But it also turns out that they have actually opened the vault multiple times and ventured outside the vault. So that whole bullshit about the vault staying closed and nobody ever venturing outside, yeah, no, he was lying. And they actually mentioned a settlement known as Megaton just outside, where apparently they've visited and they've talked to some of the residents there. So maybe that might be a good place to check out for ourselves. Anyway, the main thing that we need to do while in here is open Overseer's Tunnel. And if you want to, you can close it again, but it doesn't really matter. Actually, one thing I want to see absolutely for myself for a second. So this is the same gun that we used on the same size Red Roach last time. Oh no, it does, look at that. I seem to remember them doing a lot less damage now. Oh well, works. Although you'll also see up in the top left there, my weight, you'll see that I have a maximum carry weight of 200 pounds. And I'm getting really, really close to it, so it probably means I'm going to need to start dropping some of the less valuable stuff that I have. And here's the vault door, and here's the vault door controls.
You did it! You opened the door! My God, I almost didn't believe it was
Yeah, no,
possible.
see, there's this thing known as a door opening mechanism, you know, it opens the doors. It's not that hard, really.
No, you didn't need me. If anyone
So if
can
you've
turn
actually
out, it's
killed
you.
the Overseer by this point, Amada will actually be very unhappy with you.
It's tempting, but my place is here. The vault needs me more than you do. I'm the only one who has a chance to talk some sense into my father.
Unfortunately, we don't really get the opportunity to
If you do catch up with your dad, tell him I'm sorry.
let her as a
for,
follower or anything.
you know, Jonas and my father and everything. Goodbye.
Thank you, Amada. Oh no! Also, if you see, notice how they're chasing me. If I go out here,
I'm not crazy enough to go out there.
you know, see, they won't step outside. So what I can actually do is I can just hang back here. Shoot at him from over here.
Stop in the name of the Overseer. Maybe you'll turn up sooner or later. You like?
Also, if an enemy is closer to you, typically you'll have a higher percentage chance of hitting them because it's a larger target, obviously. So the further away someone is, the harder it will be to hit them with that. But there we go. Due to our superior strategic mind and the fact that we have a gun, we're able to kill them. So we're now over encumbered because we have too much. So we'll drop a bunch of these. We don't really need them, really. Is there anything? You know, I like to hold on to these stuff. Scrap metal will be useful later. I'll do that, and I'll do this. So, as you can see, items do have durability in this. So, as you use them, their durability will go down, and eventually they'll break, and you won't be able to use them anymore. So you can actually use items to repair other items. So, for example, I can use police batons to repair other police batons. I can use 10mm pistols to repair 10mm pistols. And I can do that to sort of keep my equipment in good shape. And technically I don't need this many armors either, but I'll hold on to them. There's There's also a little bit to be found in here. Hi, Amada.
You've got to get out of here. Someone's sure to come see what's going on.
Yeah, see, she really doesn't care that I've murdered all these guards. But if you kill her father, she'll be very unhappy with you. So pick that, or grab this. Don't really need that. We can grab some purified water. Because if you didn't know, Fallout 3 actually takes place within a irradiated wasteland. So there's not really going to be an abundance of clean available water. Although if you know what you're doing, you'll be able to re-access clean available water without too much trouble. Dang it. God dang it. Fine, you can have it back. But because we took it off of him, he's not wearing it anymore. I'll take your helmet from you. Alright, here we go. Take one last long look at Vault 101, the place that we spent 19 years, technically about 10 minutes. And we are now locked out. We cannot get back in. Alright, so we now get one last chance to address anything else. We want to, the name, race, sex, whatever. This is the last chance. So if there's anything you want to change, you want to change it now. So we will move on. And I still think that that's the best world reveal in a video game today. Alright, so for completing that quest, we gain a bunch of experience and we level up to level 2. It is impossible to reach level 2 before leaving the vault. The game specifically limits you to it. So I'm going to put all those points into explosives because I'm going to need that in a bit. And now that we've leveled up, we also get to pick a perk. So each level you get to pick one perk. Some of them are more useful than others. I would not recommend intense training because it basically means you're throwing away a perk in order to get a special point, which we're going to be able to max out regardless anyway. So I'm going to go with Gun Nut because I like small guns and I like repair skills. There's a couple of other perks that you'll want to grab as soon as possible. Also, apologies, but we're going to get a bunch of pop-ups momentarily. At least we should. Unless the DLC is not loaded properly. Which it seems to have not loaded properly. So we'll have to address that at some point. Anyway, I think I'm going to have to call it for now because I'm just about out of time. So you can see all my other games. Alright, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I'll see if I can stream tomorrow. I might go back to Fable 2, or I might continue Fable 3, I'm not certain. We'll see. Or I might go back to Stardew. I've got a few games under my belt. Anyway. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I might try to stream a bit earlier tomorrow. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. I hope you're doing well. Stay safe. See you later. Bye. Bye.